Bhai, these graphics are super cool. Did you make them yourselves?
Hey Daksh, yes. Thank you so much भाई. Thank you. Yeah, आप लोग बोल रहे थे. Yes, yes, ये सारा मैंने खुद बनाया bro.
It's insane, man.
You loved it. You loved it. You loved the
Of
intro and
course,
everything.
man. अगर मैं भी YouTube start कर रहा होता भाई, I would be nowhere, man. That's kind of crazy.
Thank you so
सही
much.
टाइम
Thank
पे
you
आ
so
गया
much.
मैं. सही टाइम पे आ गया, man. The things people are doing these days is insane.
Absolutely, man. I mean, I hope I could inspire you in some way, man. That's fine. That's of course, bhai. Thank you so
Always
much,
right.
first of all. Thank you so much, first of all. And look who's here, guys. Look who's here. Daksh from Football with Daksh is here. Big, big. And it's a debut of the series called The Verdict, guys, on Ashtalks Football.
Let's
It's The
go.
Verdict. It's episode 1 with Daksh. And it's going to be a deep dive into the managers tonight. That how are the managers faring? किसका कौन कितने पानी में है? How everyone is doing? What were
Nice.
the transfers? Transfers how are affecting the season? How are injuries affecting the season? How the managers tactically doing well? ये सब चीजों पे आज बात करेंगे. But I think it's a more deep dive into Arteta because Daksh is here.
Mm.
So we're gonna do a little bit of deep dive on the Arteta rebuild that has happened and that जो building इतने सालों से बनती जा रही है. As Thierry Henry mentioned, right?
Let's
अब
go, man.
वो बिल्डिंग कहाँ तक पहुंचने वाली है, we have to check out, भाई. So 16 people watching, guys. Soon lot of people will join. Bhai, like the stream first of all, and I don't need to mention that you need to subscribe to Daksh channel. It's obvious you have to do it, and I'm pretty sure you already have subscribed to Daksh's channel. But if audiences from other countries are watching this channel, you need to subscribe to Daksh's channel because top content, top streaming, and a fantastic guy. Bhai, let's go. And let's go. Bhai. I'll say hi to some of the folks who have
Of
joined,
course, yeah.
and then
Please, please.
we'll start the topic because it's gonna be absolutely crazy. भाई बहुत सारे deep dive topics पे बात करेंगे. So chat, अगर मैं आपका I usually take a lot of the chats, but since
Cool.
it's a collab, right? We'll discuss and chat. आप थोड़ा सा patience रखोगे. अगर आप context wise मुझे if you put the chat, right, we'll be able to take and answer your questions. So थोड़ा सा आज it's not going to be that chat interaction. आप लोग you enjoy our discussion. It's going to be it's going to be wholesome, guys. It's going to be wholesome. Goloy is here again. Fantastic shout out to Goloy. Top channel again. Loudmouth Football is here. Bomba bigger than Man United Chelsea.
I
Yes,
love
thank
this
you
dude,
so
man.
much.
Did you see him? Wait.
इसकी आवाज सुनिए ना आपने.
हाँ, bro. First of all, man, when I heard his voice for the first time, I was like, damn, okay. Mocked by the voice. And then I
I know.
think it was, oh yeah, it was against the Atletico game, you know, when
Right.
Llorente ने celebrate किया था. And हमारे भाई ने झाड़ू लेके से
झाड़ू
celebration
लेके
किया.
that was a
So
fantastic reel,
cool.
bro.
It's
Yeah,
funny,
he's
man.
from Canada as well, Vancouver से है.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
वो भी
I thought
शुरू
he
किया
was
है
in
तीनों पे.
Australia. मुझे क्यों लग रहा था ऑस्ट्रेलिया में था?
नहीं वो वैंकूवर से है ब्रो.
No.
अरे लेट्स गो भाई. एलजे इज आल्सो हियर. लावण्य इज हियर. दक्ष भाई. लेट्स गो. एग्जैक्टली. एंड पीपल वाचिंग join the Discord server because if you join the Discord server आप लोग मुझे कुक कर पाओगे personally in the chat. And also
What an
and
incentive.
also you guys can also join the FPL as well. So
Oh, wow.
prizes हैं. And if this channel reaches 1000 subscribers soon, कनाडा जाके मेंबरशिप खोलने वाला हूँ guys. By the way, just hold on.
Let's
I know
go,
a lot of
man.
people are waiting. मैं जाके खोल दूंगा and you will have access to Discord. And also अगर 1K हो गया, everyone like there will be a special winner, special giveaway, jersey gift होगी भाई. तो Discord join कर लो भाई. Discord join कर लो everyone. Welcome to ATF Daksh भाई. Like I think everyone wants to say hello to you, so सबका chat ले लेते हैं, then we'll
Hello.
quickly go. Rupesh is here. Daksh भाई कैसे हो आप? Let's go भाई.
चल रहा है भाई,
Shalimar
चल रही है
Moss.
जिंदगी.
I know. And भाई he has taken some time to come here in the channel. भाई आप लोग भाई सब्सक्राइब करिए, लाइक ठोको भाई. कल दोनों टीम ने हैंड ब्रेक पे हाथ रख दिया. We'll talk about it, Rhythm. We'll talk about it. And Daksh, it was like the I'm gonna make this a statement, right? I think Pep Guardiola played an Uno reverse to Mikel Arteta.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
It was an Uno reverse, man.
Yeah. I think at some point he sort of just realized that whatever he was trying to do, it's not going to be sustainable for the entire game. So he very dhire in phases went even more pragmatic and decided to escape with 3 points. But
Right.
nahi hua, it is what it is. I have no problem
Yeah.
with the way he played,
Right.
especially considering they played on Thursday, bhai. So
Absolutely.
yeah, man. Look, they had a plan. It almost worked out, but
It almost worked out, man. And we'll
almost
talk
worked
about
out,
it. We'll talk about it. We'll deep dive. We'll talk about it, man.
for
Absolutely,
sure, for
will
sure.
will do it. And yeah, Pratik बोल रहे hello Daksh bhai. ये Ash bhai thinks Dallo is better than Timber. No way, bro.
Oh
नहीं नहीं
man,
नहीं नहीं
no,
नहीं.
no, no, no,
No
no,
no
no.
no no. He's just cooking me, भाई. ये चैट आज डिस्कॉर्ड से आते ही मुझे कुक करना शुरू कर लेते हैं इन लोग. Like when I'm not डूइंग वॉच अलोंग्स, right? These guys just मतलब बैठे हुए हैं कि जस्ट कुक मी, भाई. सिंपल सी बात है. टाइम से पहले आ गए. एग्जैक्टली वी हैव टू स्टार्ट सून बिकॉज दक्ष लिमिटेड टाइम के लिए है. तो डेफिनेटली वी नो हिम फॉर ए फॉर आर्सेनल. लेट्स गो.
Yeah, good old
सबको
day for
हाय गाइस.
Arsenal.
सबको हाय गाइस. एग्जैक्टली मैं सबका हाईलाइट कर देता हूँ. यस, ऐश भाई एंड दक्ष भाई, लेट्स गो. एग्जैक्टली अंग्रेजी हिंदी दोनों में होगा आज भाई.
Hmm.
हेलो ऐश एंड गोल्ड ब्रिज. Why Gold Bridge, bro? Ansu is back. Oh, Ansu Fati. Okay,
Ansu
fair,
Fati.
fair.
चलो अच्छी बात
Hmm.
है भाई. Congrats to
As a
Ansu
Liverpool
Fati.
fan, welcome to the stream, Daksh bhai.
Oh
Exactly, bhai.
man.
Pramodini is here, man. Let's go. He's a mod here. I hate all football content creator except Daksh bhai. He's such a absolute top tier, bhai. Top tier. मजाक
Thank
नहीं
you,
कर
man.
रहा
You're
हूँ
so
मैं.
kind, civil beings.
Yeah, yes. Good evening. Shivam is also. Shivam again, fantastic tactician. आप लोग, you should have a session with Shivam.
Shivam bhai, he's on our Discord also, bhai. What a guy.
Why top. What a guy, man. Now, of course, bhai. Yes, Tracy is here. Diet Coke better, Daksh.
Coke Zero,
Always-
man. Best
Coke
Coke
Zero.
Zero.
Coke Zero. Arteta out. ये चलो. Arsenal fans are also here. Daksh bhai,
Oh my
first say why
God.
Eze didn't start yesterday that game. We will talk about it. We will talk about it, bhai. We will talk about it. Atulya is here. Daksh bhai, do you think अपने दिल से खेला against Man City? उस पर बात करेंगे. Don't worry,
Okay.
guys. सारा chat लेंगे, सब पर बात करेंगे. ठीक है. And so, Daksh, let's start with the last night's game, right? And I was
Okay.
doing the watch along, right? And I was doing the watch along, and when I saw the lineup, see, I don't hate Arsenal per se, but I've been very critical of Arsenal and Arteta recently because of the fact that this rebuild has reached a pinnacle, to nahi bolunga, very, very good stage right now after all these years, right? In a very good position to actually go and take it to the next level, right? When I saw that lineup by Mikel Arteta, that you started Leandro Trossard instead of Eze on the left, that startled me a bit, and the Merino combination as well.
Yeah.
Where did it exactly? And the layered question is mein Daksh ye hai ki why is Arteta not being ambitious after so many years of rebuild, finally reaching a stage? Ki now and you know what? This is not even the best Man City team of Pep. You know?
Yeah.
What's your POV in, like, why is Arteta not willing to take that extra risk? We also saw that against Liverpool. He did not start Eze because sign हुआ था जल्दी. Fair enough. What's your POV on this?
Yeah, yesterday का lineup तो भाई was very confusing to me as well. मेरे को लगा था ऐसे it didn't make sense to me because मुझे ये समझ नहीं आ रहा था कि you know जब कोई आप lineup देखते हो तो आप सोच सकते हो अच्छा चलो मार्टिनेली को स्टार्ट किया because ये ट्रैक बैक करता है, ये करता है. मुझे जनरली ट्रॉसार्ड को ये समझ नहीं आ रहा था कि what is he bringing specifically over Eze. कि भाई आपने ट्रॉसार्ड को खिला तो दिया बट एजे के ऊपर आपने ऐसा क्या कर दिया ट्रॉसार्ड ने कि आप एजे के ऊपर इसको दे रहे हो. आई थिंक ट्रॉसार्ड इज एज फास्ट एज एजे. अगर आप कहो एजे फास्ट भी नहीं है. ही इज डेफिनेटली लेस क्रिएटिव देन एजे. ही इज डेफिनेटली लेस ऑफ अ गोल थ्रेट. ठीक है ट्रॉसार्ड को वन चांस वन गोल वाला सिचुएशन कर सकता है कभी कभी ट्रॉसार्ड. बट मेरे को तो जेन्युइनली समझ नहीं आया विद मिकेल मेरिनो अगेन. आई तो डोंट अंडरस्टैंड कि जब ओडेगार्ड इंजर्ड हो जाता है तो उसका आंसर मिकेल मेरिनो कैसे बन जाता है. एंड अगर ये एटिहाड पे होता तो मैं फिर भी समझ लेता कि भाई ठीक है एटिहाड पे है इसलिए थोड़ा सा कॉशियस हो गया. बट घर पे ये सब नहीं करना चाहिए था. माय ओनली कोप एंड माय ओनली सॉर्ट ऑफ रैशनलाइजेशन टू बी ऑनेस्ट जो मैं समझ सकता हूँ इससे दैट ही ट्राइड टू डू व्हाट स्पर्स डिड अगेंस्ट मैनचेस्टर सिटी. जब स्पर्स ने ना अपने मिडफील्ड में बेंटंकूर, सार और पलीनिया को खिलाया था तो एसेंशियली सिटी को पूरा शट डाउन कर दिया था उनके चांसेस पे और फिर सेकंड बॉल जीत के सिटी को डोमिनेट किया. बट वो उन्होंने फिर से अवे किया था एंड दैट इज व्हाट आई फील कि लाइक he probably planned for that but then he conceded the goal and I think somewhere in the 20th 30th minute he sort of realized कि भाई actually we can probably go at them which is probably why he also made those subs at 45 minutes के लिए उसने बोला we can probably
अब
go
तो
at them.
करना ही पड़ेगा.
अब
Yeah, you have to take the step basically.
No,
कोई
no, no,
रास्ता
no,
नहीं
no.
है.
I honestly think he realized that he gave them, मेरे हिसाब से, I think he realized sometime around 30 minutes that we gave them too much respect. And
Of course.
उसके बाद he probably realized after 30 minutes we can hurt them, but he probably didn't want to make first half subs. He wanted to make them at halftime. He made them at halftime. Noni ka chalo forced hai because of injury. I don't know uska extent kya hai. Um, and
ACL नहीं है. I think it's Ben Jacobs
ACL
has
नहीं है,
confirmed it's
thankfully
not
man.
it's
अगर
not an
ACL
ACL.
होता,
Ben
I would
Jacobs
have
had
just
confirmed.
mentally checked out of the season because I was like कुछ नहीं हो सकता फिर. किस्मत ही
I know.
ऐसी है.
Right.
And yeah, then when Saka came on, he was a different player. When Eze came on, it was a different
Right.
game altogether. And I think when those players came on, plus Khushanov's injury, I think City also realized it's time to shut up shop because you're not going to go 2-2 now. I think the plan probably was to be
Right.
compact and see how City are in the first half and then use our depth essentially to
Right.
kill them in the second half. Problem was when you have a superstar like Erling Haaland in the league, you just need one chance. Look, I would be I'm critical of the lineup because it's unambitious, but I don't think it's defensive. This is a
Mm-hmm.
very common notion. In fact, if you remember, the first goal we
Right.
actually ended up conceding was because everyone was pretty much
Everyone is
in their
absolutely.
in their
Mm,
third, right? That was it. We had two defenders back. So it's not like for example, I think somebody said four natural CBs and all that stuff. See,
right.
I completely understand there is this urge to repeat those same narratives ki four CBs, three DMs, ye sab, wo sab, no service and everything. We don't play as much as everyone wants to believe it. And as much as everyone has been sort of conditioned to say the same things, the goals we concede are because everyone is ahead.
Everyone
We
is
don't
right.
concede
Right.
because we are pinned back and people are knocking on the door and ended up conceding or something.
Right. Right. Right.
And that
Right.
is the
Right.
reality of it.
Absolutely.
Even Erling
Absolutely.
Haaland's
Absolutely.
goal, which came
Hmm.
on, was because all of our midfielders were aage. Our left back had just crossed the ball from the byline and it was in zone 14. That's literally it. ठीक है, तो हमारा फुल बैक जो आपका नेचुरल सीबी है वो बाई लाइन पे जाके क्रॉस कर रहा है. हमारे
Hmm.
जो डीएम्स हैं वो उनके फाइनल थर्ड पे हैं. बॉल
Right.
निकल गई और बस दो सेंटर बैक्स पीछे थे. अर्लिंग हालैंड और टेजानी रेंडर्स ने कंबाइन करके उनको बीट कर दिया. एंड दैट्स बेसिकली इट. सो
Right.
there is one narrative side of it, 4 CBs, 3 DMs, put the handbrake off and all that stuff, but we don't play with the handbrake. But
Right. Right. Right.
it's not a defensive lineup. It's more of an unambitious and a less dynamic lineup. कि ठीक है
Dynamic lineup.
कि आपको मेरिनो ऐसे डायनामिज्म क्या दे रहा है. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल एजे ने अपने हाफ में बॉल उठाई, एक बॉल पिंग कर दी आगे, found Martinelli and that was the goal.
That
Before
was the
that,
goal.
Saka looked so good. Saka was started on the right side, moved to the left side, playing in the center as well. Same with
Right.
Eze. Eze had a shot which Donnarumma saved very very well.
Right.
And I think वही वाली बात है कि ऐसी ऐसी situations आ रही हैं with players who are more dynamic. So yeah, the lineup really confused me.
Hmm.
I don't understand what were we trying to achieve. I
Right.
don't think it worked, and I think he realized it's not working, and so I think
Right.
half time पे उसने फिर change कर दिया.
Right. But वो दक्ष उसमें ये है ना कि स्टार्टिंग लाइनअप पे ही आप एम्बिशन क्यों नहीं. आई मीन दैट्स एग्जैक्टली द क्रिटिसिज्म, राइट? लाइक यू
Hmm.
स्टार्ट्स, आई मीन इट्स नॉट लाइक योर आर्सेनल इज प्लेइंग लाइक ब्रेंटफोर्ड ऑन एट होम और
Yeah.
विद ऑल ड्यू रेस्पेक्ट न्यूकासल और
Yeah.
नॉटिंघम एट होम.
Yeah.
It's City we're talking about. The
Yeah.
same situation happened. And जब मैं watch along कर रहा था the Liverpool game, and I was very critical on Martinelli. You know
Hmm.
that situation that when actually Gyökeres was ready to make that run,
Mhm.
Martinelli के पास ball था, and he
Hmm.
was just, अगर ऐसे होता he would have released the pass, Martinelli took it to the byline. So ये differences, ये जो moments पे ना,
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
the past teams who have actually won at Anfield before or even Etihad, they've
Hmm.
actually counted on those moments actually. So वो
Yeah.
moments के लिए I think Eze would have been perfect. So वही criticism रही है कि
Yeah.
if you have bought Eze as an upgrade over Martinelli and Trossard, so you should be
Hmm.
starting in at least big games.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's definitely the criticism
That's
that I have
definitely the
for.
criticism because I think the one thing I think Arteta still hasn't learned is his management of the squad. He will either overuse players,
Hmm.
not trust players enough, and it's a thing which usually happens in conjunction मेरे हिसाब से, ठीक है?
Right.
Um, and so what usually happens is unless he's put into these situations जहाँ पे जैसे for example Saliba and White injure हो गए थे तो हमारे पास center back नहीं
Hmm.
था.
Hmm.
We had to put in Mosquera and wow,
Mosquera.
he उसको Anfield पे डाला. He didn't
He looks
sink.
settled.
He's fine. अब now he becomes somebody Arteta will trust. Simple सी बात है.
Exactly.
Arteta
Exactly.
hates making drastic changes. He hates मेरे हिसाब से.
Hmm.
I'll tell you one thing.
Right.
Do you remember our lineup against Manchester United? Wait, let me pull it up actually.
Yes, I definitely do. It was obviously Calafiori, the आपके Ben White थे उस game पे, right? You had
Mm-hmm.
you had Saliba and Gabriel. Top performances again. Zubi थे and Zubi and Rice and you
Yeah.
had Merino I think in that game
Yeah.
starting as well,
So
right?
Raya, Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiori, Rice, Zubimendi, Odegaard, Saka, Gyökeres,
Odegaard.
Martinelli.
Yes,
ठीक है?
exactly.
Pretty forward looking lineup. It's a good lineup. उस time तक हमने ऐसे वैसे sign नहीं किया
Right.
था, right? But it's a pretty good lineup considering what we had, and the bench was also looking really, really tasty in that game. Madueke off the bench, Havertz off the bench, Timber off the bench, and Miles off the bench.
Right.
That game became a very basketball game.
Absolute basketball. Chaos, man.
Chaos game हो गया था. And that's what I'm saying. कि like, I think that game sort of scarred him a little bit. I
Hmm.
think उसने realize किया कि like इसमें तो control है नहीं. इस गेम में
Right.
तो अगर हम ऐसी गेम्स खेलते रहेंगे पिट
Hmm.
जाएंगे. Because in that game, I think we conceded the most shots we conceded. 22 shots.
Absolutely. 22
Yes.
shots. 22 shots
United had
without
22
any
shots. I don't
22
think he likes
shots.
that. I don't think he likes that. And
Yeah.
especially when, and that was with Odegaard, who I think is one of our best pressers.
Right.
So I think he wants to keep people in the squad who understand his system of control really, really well. And I don't know. This is just my theory. But my
Hmm.
theory is that Manchester United game, the nature of how chaotic it was, really scarred him. And so he sort of overcorrected into this control.
Hmm.
क्योंकि हमने 22 शॉट खाए मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड के साथ, उसके अगले 3 गेम में कंबाइंड हम विद which
हाँ
includes
वो बहुत
Liverpool in
काफी
that.
कम शॉट्स थे मैंने देखा वो.
It was like 15 shots combined in the next 3 games.
Right.
So I have a feeling he sort of overcorrected and he tried to overcorrect for Manchester City as well, which obviously wasn't the right move to do. But ठीक है यार, अब
I mean,
this
coming
is
on
how
the
it
fact that
is.
they won 5-1 against them last season, right? तो ये एक, City should have been like, और ज्यादा डर के खेलती coming at Emirates. And I
Yeah.
think I kind of agree with you कि Arsenal चढ़ के जरूर start. They had a very positive start if you see the game,
Yeah.
right? Everyone who was chat भी, if you have seen the game, that actually a very positive start. चढ़ के खेल रही थी. थोड़ा सा basketball mode में जा रहा था, if you remember, when the same pattern was going on. The similar शुरुआत भी हुई थी when this did with United, and then suddenly they came back after conceding the goal. That so वो shift हुआ. We saw that shift in the game exactly tactically, right?
Yep.
So no, fair. So like and now chat, we're gonna do a deep dive, right? And this was the game, right? And to explain what's going on right now in Arsenal this season, we have to थोड़ा सा memory lane पे जाना पड़ेगा. Like and I was talking to Daksh before the stream as well. This is like even for Man United fans, it's like the recipe of a rebuild kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
What's a rebuild called? Like what was the process of the Arsenal rebuild? So we're gonna do a deep dive उस पे. So chat, like the stream, it's gonna be a fantastic. You're gonna see a lot of data is there. It's like not data, much more like a transfer deep dive, because transfer is a bigger component of what the rebuild is. So आप लोग को देखने वो मिलेगा. So I'm gonna. So before I going on, Arush is here, bhai, a fantastic guy again. Thank you so much, bhai, to join. Nice to see you both on screen. Let's go. So I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna show you a graphic, Daksh, and we're gonna deep dive, right? And this is exactly what I'm gonna show, guys. This is where, and I'm not considering the 1920 season, Daksh, because it's just half season mein aaya tha, because it's not fair enough. It's like fair enough, right? So you saw, so guys, chat and Daksh, and you obviously know kiska signing हुई है, but just let's do a revisit. Willian for free, Chelsea. Gabriel was bought, and that was one of the signings that was very good. 27 million from Lille. Runnerson, a goalkeeper, 1.5 from Dijon. Pablo Mari, undisclosed fee again, that's why I couldn't mention, from Flamengo. Partey, 45 million from Atletico. Cedric Suarez, free from Saints. When you saw this window, Daksh, during the 2021 season, right? What was your first reaction? And having said that, Arteta coming from an FA Cup win, like thoda sa positivity tha. It's like you came in the middle of the season. Arteta was someone that understood the ethos of Arsenal, having played for Arsenal as well, right? What was your thought process when you saw this window in that?
Man, I was thrilled because we were adding this at this point of time to Aubameyang, to
Right.
Lacazette, to well, Emi Martinez was gonna leave.
Right. Yes, Emi Martinez
Burnt
left.
Len,
Yes.
Emi Martinez, I think इस साल ही नहीं burnt Len हाँ, so Emi Martinez I think left that time.
Hmm.
Um, and then who else did we have? So we bought this kid randomly called William Saliba. Also,
Right.
was it that?
उसके
That was
पहले.
last year. उससे
No,
एक
I
साल
think it
पहले
was
था.
Saliba उसके पहले sign किया हुआ था, then he was sent on loan and then he was got
Then
back
he was sent.
उस time
I
पे.
think we had this guy called Saliba also out on loan.
Right, right. Yes.
Pepe was here,
अब
I think, in this one as well.
पेपे था.
तो एक अच्छी टीम में हम डाल रहे थे एंड मैं इसलिए थ्रिल हो गया था बिकॉज
Hmm.
आर्सेनल की सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम थी कि यार हमारे पास डीएम नहीं है, तो हमने डेडलाइन
Right.
डे पे ना थॉमस पार्टे का रिलीज क्लॉज एक्टिवेट किया था
Hmm.
एंड वी वर लाइक ओ फाइनली फाइनली एक डीएम आएगा भाई, अब हमारी प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व होंगी. व्हाट एन
Right.
इंजरी रिकॉर्ड फॉर दिस गाय, नेवर गेट्स इंजर्ड, ही विल बी एट हिज पीक, एटलेटिको में खेला हुआ है, ही इज प्लेड विद रॉड्री एंड ऑल दैट स्टफ,
Right.
अब मजे आएंगे एंड स्टफ. So at
भाई
that point
गेंडूजी
of
भी
time,
तो
I was
था.
good because you're right. Huh?
गेंडूजी था.
कौन?
You had actually sold off
Yeah,
गेंडूजी उस time पे. Matteo
Guendouzi
गेंडूजी.
sold off था, Xhaka था हमारे पास.
Yes.
Oh my God, Xhaka था हमारे पास.
Xhaka.
Yeah. So, भाई, I was super happy because FA Cup के बाद I was like, ठीक है, like we're now building a team. धीरे धीरे. But
Right.
in hindsight, of course, it's not a great window. But at that point of time, I was super duper thrilled because भाई एफए कप जीते हैं, इसके बाद लेट्स बिल्ड अप. विलियन आ गया भाई, चेल्सी से फ्री में आ गया, ठीक है थोड़ी ज्यादा प्राइस होगी, बट उस बंदे ने फर्स्ट गेम में 3 हैट्रिक ऑफ असिस्ट कर दिए थे और समथिंग, आई थिंक.
Right.
सो ही हैड लाइक अ गुड स्टार्ट टू द सीजन. दिस गैब्रियल फेलो looked super aggressive and super raw, but ठीक है भाई. Alex Runarsson was the first purchase our goalkeeping coach made as a recommendation. Pablo Mari आ रहा है भाई ब्राजील से, यंग, ऑलमोस्ट एट हिज पीक एज. बहुत छोटी सी फीस में आया था एक्चुअली, आई रिमेंबर 6.5 या 8.5 मिलियन में था.
Right.
एंड सेड्रिक सुआरेज नो
Cedric was free में.
साउथहैम्पटन से आ गया है, एंड थॉमस पार्टे हमने ले लिया भाई. वाओ. सो
Right.
I was super pumped by it during this time.
Right. Right. And if you see that season, वो क्या हुआ था? If I go to that
8th
slide,
finish
right,
किया था
and I'm
हमने.
going to the so this is exactly so transfers देखेंगे and then where exactly Arteta finished that season. So it was
Mm.
all competitions, right?
Yep.
2021 season, because 1920 I'm not considering Chat and Daksh.
Yeah,
8th in
that's
the Premier League, semis in the Europa League final, 4th round FA Cup and quarter final in Carabao. That was the finish. It was not
right.
bad, I think, right? आप
Especially
एक
semis in the UCL, we were just moments away. At that person, Yusuf Al Arabi, उसका नाम अभी तक मेरे दिमाग में scarred है.
right,
ओलंपियाको से हारे थे, I think, if I'm not
right,
mistaken, in that Europa League. And I was like, भाई, ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. But yeah, Aubameyang had a great chance to give us a late last second winner. बट
right,
कोई बात नहीं भाई, कोई बात नहीं. बट या आई वाज लाइक ठीक है कोई बात नहीं. यूईएल का सेमीफाइनल पहुंच गए आफ्टर एफए कप.
right,
प्रीमियर लीग वाज ऑब्वियसली वेरी डिसअपॉइंटिंग बिकॉज यू वर गेटिंग बिट स्लैप्ड एवरी वीक भाई, जेन्युइनली.
right, right,
ऐसे ऐसे गेम्स हो रहे थे अगेंस्ट लिवरपूल, अगेंस्ट सिटी. Like I remember Liverpool beat us, I think 4-0 in one of those games or 4-1 in one of those games. City were thrashing us as well. This time, matlab, you were basically in the way of like, no, this was peak Liverpool वाला season ना, तो लिवरपूल ने तो बहुत
yes,
पिटाई
yes,
करी थी.
पिटाई करी थी उस दिन.
So you
Even
were
away at
basically in the way of
Emirates.
City pool. You were just a fixture,
Right,
and आपको लगता था कि बस you're there to just have fun and stuff. So
right,
yeah, ये
yeah.
ये वाली बात थी. 2021 में विलारियल से आ रहे थे. Not even hurt. Oh, was this an Emery
Yes,
वाला?
2021 में I think yes, exactly. You guys lost to Villarreal उस time,
फिर
Europa
तो
League
एमरी
final.
वाली टीम से हारे थे हम. हाँ, फिर तो
Exactly,
और दर्द हुआ
exactly.
था. फिर तो और दर्द हुआ था. भाई, Mo got his channel back. I'm so happy for you, brother. Congratulations.
Exactly. He's got his channel back. Exactly. And हम लोग का एक we have formed like a United Avengers kind of thing. तो उसमें सब United creators हैं सारे Avengers. तो उसमें अभी initial stream ना बहुत भाईचारा वाला हुआ था. It's like अभी थोड़ा एक मैच हारने
Oh,
banter
okay.
वाला शुरू होगा. It will be insane उस time पे, ठीक है.
Yeah.
So moving on to the next season quickly, ठीक है.
Yeah.
Look at this window. I mean, मैं जब I was stacking this ठीक है stat and I was like बहुत सारे signings किए. It was a good signing. And I saw one name, Daksh,
Mm.
Aaron Trusty, 2 million Colorado. How did this signing make sense भाई मेरे को बताओ एक चीज.
Oh, this
Why
was just
Aaron
a
Trusty?
Kroenke signing, bhai. This was just a Kroenke signing because
Right.
Colorado Rapids are also owned by Kroenkes.
Ah, right.
तो Kroenkes ने 2 मिलियन से हमें ऑस्टिन ट्रस्टी करा दी जिसको हमने लोन कर दिया था और फिर he didn't play a single minute for us.
Right.
Nuno Tavares, an exciting young left back भाई with a great engine आया था कीरन टिerney को बैकअप देने के लिए. Albert
Right.
Sammy Lokonga, कंपनी की recommendation थी he'll be the next great DM.
Right.
50 million for Ben White was a very criticized signing at that time
Oh,
कि
it
भाई
was criticized
50
big
मिलियन
time.
कैसे दे दिए इस बंदे के लिए ये तो
Big
ब्राइटन
time
में
criticism.
खेलता है ही प्लेस फॉर ब्राइटन ब्राइटन के लिए खेलता है बंदा 50 मिलियन फॉर दिस गाय एज अ सेंटर बैक और इस साल हमने फिर से आई थिंक सलीबा को लोन किया था
Right, right. Look at this
और
comment, Daksh. Look at this comment. Trusty
ट्रस्टी
the
द
process.
प्रोसेस Odegaard Aya from Real Madrid. He finished his 6 month loan and it looked like he's going to stay at Real Madrid. But then I still remember very fresh कि हमने उसको permanently करता. Was very happy to get this guy. Aaron Ramsdale, relegation goalkeeper sign कर लिया Arteta ने. Burnt लेनो को trust नहीं करता. Relegation goalkeeper को क्यों sign किया है
Right.
इसने? And Takehiro Tomiyasu का I still remember Sky Kave ने करा था. Is he a
Kame
center back?
Solikol.
Is he a right back? This was the start of us Arteta actually using hybrid fullbacks because Tomiyasu in Bologna was a center back who we started using as a right back and a left back for us. And Austin Trusty तो भाई
And
ये
I
था.
think Emil Smithrow भी आया था. He came on during that phase, if I'm not wrong.
That was
Daksh.
next year, 22-23.
22-23 में, right? I think हाँ वो he came up from the academy, right. ये वही season उसके बाद वाला
No,
season
no, no.
right?
This was ये fifth वाला. इस season ही आया था. You're right. You're right.
इस
इस
season ही आया था,
season ही
right?
आया था. Yeah.
मेरे को याद था इसी season ही था,
इस
exactly.
season ही Smith Rowe and Saka started showing up for the team.
Exactly. And इसमें से all these players, like when you saw this signing the list, किसमें आपको सबसे ज्यादा potential दिखा to actually go long term? I know like Odegaard obviously like no, but like, apart from the Odegaards, इसमें did you ever see like Lokonga really do well, or you were very disappointed कि अपनी ceiling पहुंचते? But I think it was very highly regarded. 15 million Anderlecht was a decent
Yeah,
deal.
yeah. Because so Vincent Company was like a huge supporter of this dude. He was like, क्योंकि Vincent Company also worked at Anderlecht.
Right.
And he was like, is the brightest talents, and he's going to be he's going to be Belgium's future in that holding position.
Right.
उसने बोला था कि like, was that guy you guys also sent Schneiderlin? He's like,
Schneiderlin.
he's got the IQ of Schneiderlin, and he's a young
Don't tell
guy.
me about Schneiderlin, bro.
Yeah.
Just don't
So he
remind
was
me,
like,
man.
oh my god, bhai. So we were like, oh shit, 15 million mein, what a talent, bhai. These are the sort of signings we need to make before other teams. We were in this phase of we need to be smart in the market. We need to start outsmarting the market and get these players with super high potential super early.
Exactly.
So I was like, Lokonga mast ho jayega. I was like, Ramsdale ka was a bit dodgy, but I was like, हाँ relegation keeper, but his personality was so infectious. I was like, ये बंदा तो he's gonna be my favorite. Ben White तो भाई, I wasn't really convinced initially, and what even made me less convinced of him was I think we had a game against Brentford जहाँ पे Ivan Toney absolutely like
Pumped.
yeah dominated him aerially भाई. I was like ये क्या
Absolutely.
बंदा है?
Yes.
And so that was basically it. So
Right.
I was fairly excited because it started feeling like we are starting to buy young because the ages of
Right.
all these players were like around 22, 21, very young players, very
Right.
young players. So I was like, ठीक है, now we're building a young squad. हम
Right.
बुड्ढों को निकाल के now it's going to be a young squad. And this season started off so badly. Oh my god, it started off so badly.
Start bad, man.
We
It
lost
really
3
did.
games in a row
Yes.
in the beginning. We lost to City. We lost to Brentford. Was it Brentford? Brentford, City, and Chelsea.
Chelsea.
3 teams we lost to at that point of time. This, incidentally, was it this season? No, not this season. This is season ke baad wali season was the season I started my YouTube channel as well. So yeah, man. I was super excited because we were building a young squad, and I was like, "ठीक है, now we're not going for like overpaid, expensive because that's what the squad had become. Socrates, Lichtsteiner, Mustafi, Kolasinac, Ozil, Aubameyang, El Neni, all these guys were paid way too much weren't performing.
Right.
The club felt stagnant. It felt like लीग में हम पिटते ही रहेंगे, कुछ भी हो जाए हम लीग
Hmm.
में पिटते ही रहेंगे. And that was basically the situation कि अब young
Right.
squad आ रहा है, अब नई energy आएगी, sort of
Right,
situation.
right, right. And if you see, I've mentioned this two graphics यहाँ पे. If you see goals and assists,
Mhm.
goals and against, goals scored and against,
Yeah,
55 score किए थे उस season, very low in
first
terms of
season में.
Premier League,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Oh,
And यहाँ पे देखो 60. So ज़्यादा difference नहीं रहा in terms of goal scoring
yeah,
POV.
yeah.
They rather conceded more goals that season, right?
Mhm.
And finished fifth, right? Now, if you
Mm.
come to the next season, right, and this is where actually things started happening. I think this is where some of the players, I think, were signed. Like I think Gabriel Jesus. Right now, I think I know a lot of Arsenal fans or even rivals would say कि नहीं ये signing अच्छा नहीं था. But at that point, Gabriel Jesus was top tier
No,
at Man
no
City.
way. Yeah, exactly. You don't
Exactly.
get to this position. Go back to the previous graphic, 21, 22
Hmm.
one. I think जो पिछला graphic पे था, हाँ.
हाँ ये
Think
वाला
I think we kept the building blocks in this season, and next graphic पे जा 60 and 46 था. 88 and 43.
88-43.
I consider this season
Right.
to be the
Your
best
favorite
season
season.
for Arsenal, and I consider this season to be the worst season for Arteta. I'll tell you why.
Hmm.
First
Right.
of all, I think this was the first season where that spending continued. We weren't used to continuous windows of spending.
Yeah.
So Bernd
Absolutely.
Leno had left. We got in Matt Turner from New England
Hmm.
Revolution, an up and coming keeper. Edu used his Brazilian connections to sign this teenager called Marquinhos. We were like, oh,
Right.
finally we're going to the South American market.
Yep.
Out of nowhere, we signed Fabio Vieira, and two City ex players, Zinchenko and Jesus, came on.
Right.
This was the World Cup year, and Zinchenko and Jesus transformed the way we were playing. Transformed. We
Absolutely.
became the team which was scoring the most goals in the first 15 minutes and the last 15 minutes. पहले 15
Absolutely.
मिनट में हम टीमों को खोलने लग गए थे. लियांड्रो ट्रोसर जान में आया था, किवियोर जान में आया था, जॉर्जिनियो जान में आया था.
Right.
This season, I say it was the best because our style of play was amazing. We were blowing
Finally, we
teams
got to
away.
see Arsenal cooking. Yes.
Yeah,
Finally,
we
the
got to see
football
Arsenal
was
cooking.
coming to picture.
Yeah.
Yes. 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 Yeah. Yeah.
And this is the season I say it's the worst for Arteta. Because go back to the previous graphic, our team was fifth. We were not in the
Exactly.
Champions League.
Not in the Champions League.
And this
And
season,
us season, I will show you
22-23,
where you guys finished exactly. Us season, you guys finished fifth in the PL, third round FA Cup, and semis in Carabao Cup. That's
Carabao.
it.
Yeah,
No Europe,
no
basically.
Europe. वो 8 था तो obviously no Europe.
Right.
तब Conference League भी नहीं मिलता था उतने में.
Exactly.
So this was Arteta's worst season because I think we arrived a bit too early.
Hmm.
आप फिफ्थ से सेकंड तो आपने फिनिश किया है, बट आप प्रिटी मच वर्ल्ड कप के बाद तक फर्स्ट है. एंड
Right.
आई थिंक इस सीजन ने एक सबसे पहला नैरेटिव जो होल्ड कर गया था
I
वाज
think
द,
gave more confidence.
of course confidence was there, but like I said, I think we arrived a bit too early. See, when you start seeing teams like, for example,
Right.
Chelsea का progression,
Right.
they were 10th, then they finished 7th, then they finished 4th.
Fourth.
Now they're expected to hold 4th or
Fourth.
best case top 3 में आ जाओ.
Top three.
It's a steady progression. 10th, 8th, 4th, hold 4th. What we did was
That's
10th, 8th, 5th,
fifth.
1st for 240 days.
240 days. Exactly. And then hold the second at least for the next 3 or 4
And
days.
now
At
it's
least the
hold the
maintain second.
second or your shit.
Exactly. Hold the, yeah, that's the bare minimum right now for Arsenal.
Now it's hold second or your shit. अब तो
Exactly.
second भी कहाँ, अब तो second भी अच्छा नहीं, अब
अब
तो
तो
second is
Arteta
also
out
not
और
good enough. Now
trophy
it's
और
first or
Arteta
your
out वाला
shit.
situation बन
So
चुका है,
here
right?
is the thing.
Hmm.
This season was the worst for Arteta because I think we reached a bit too early with a squad which was not ready. We played Saliba for the
Right.
first time. We played Gabriel for the first time as a partnership together. We had Ramsdale, who now obviously is not the greatest keeper we should have had, but we had Ramsdale in goal. Our
Right.
backups for these players were Rob Holding and
हाँ.
Jakub Kivior. ठीक है? Our best striker in that season, Gabriel Jesus, did his ACL during the World Cup.
Yes, he did.
So then it was Eddie Nketiah. ठीक है?
Exactly.
Saka was Saka. Smith Rowe was Smith Rowe. Odegaard was Odegaard. It was Partey and Xhaka, and Partey was injured all the time. And
Yep.
then Zinchenko started getting injured all the time. It was Kieran Tierney, but Kieran Tierney got injured all the time. So it was
Right.
Tomiyasu, and Tomiyasu got injured in the same Sporting Wala game. We arrived to this second place a bit too early.
Squad wasn't ready to take
The
that
squad
leap.
wasn't ready, but it honestly, I don't know what happened that season, but we were blowing teams away, and then we
Of
stopped
course.
blowing teams away. And
Yeah.
then the narrative became first तो था but तुमने bottle कर दिया अब, which fair enough,
Right.
240 days के बाद you weren't ready
Right.
to hold it, you couldn't hold it, and City ended up winning it.
Right.
But then the expectation was set. इसके नीचे तो regress नहीं करेगी Arsenal, second तो hold करेगी Arsenal.
Right.
ठीक है? So there were two narratives which started taking shape in this season. One was this was Arteta's and Arsenal's best chance to win the league. Now, next season, Liverpool will be back, City will be back, Chelsea will have this, United will be this, whatever. Spurs, Pep Conte के बाद अब whatever happens in 23-24, Ange Postecoglou आ जाएगा,
Right.
whatever. ठीक है? So there were two narratives. One was best chance to win, and अब तो regress नहीं कर सकती Arsenal. And so after this,
Now,
yeah,
I have a question on this right now.
go on.
Like, the signings that Arsenal made in this
Hmm.
list, right?
Yeah.
Usme why Jorginho was signed during that period? I mean, was Jorginho exactly needed for Arsenal during that period? And do you really think Jorginho made actually a very good impact on the squad? I think
Hmm.
finally deadwood hi ho gaya. And I'm gonna put another angle to it. I think also people need to understand that Arsenal also started clearing out deadwood for the last 2 seasons. If you think, आपके
Mm-hmm.
Guendouzi गए, right? I'll
Yeah.
tell you now. Like Lucas Torreira went off, Mavropanos went off, Bellerin, Lacazette, Pablo Mari, Nuno
बहुत
Tavares,
सारे प्लेयर्स निकाले थे हमने,
right?
बहुत सारे प्लेयर्स
Loan पे
निकाले थे.
गए, they were transferred out for free, and right?
Yeah. Oh, because the idea was we have to build a new squad. If you actually see, we turn our squad over very, very quickly. 2 साल में your first 11 are completely different, by the way.
Right.
हर 2 या 3 साल में. Since Arteta has been what, 7 years? I think we've had
7 years.
completely different squads. When we started the game against Manchester United, जैसे मैंने बोला था, I don't know where that page is, that lineup. Wait, where is that lineup? Khair, jo bhi tha. One of the games this season, the only players who started the game last season were Gabriel, Raya, Calafiori barely played last season, Timber, and that's it. क्योंकि
That's it.
Gyökeres, Eze, Noni,
सबने
Zubimendi,
हैं.
Rice भी bench पे था,
Right.
Merino last season आया था.
Right.
All these guys have just come last season. And 9 out of 11 players or 8 out of 11 players were just completely new. So we turn over our squad बहुत अच्छे से. This was, I think, our best window, by the way, because
Right.
it gave us a style of play which was completely different.
I think Zinchenko was one of the best.
Oh my God, he was such a
He
good
was
player,
top
bhai.
tier, bhai. Because
Such a
not
good
only he
player.
was giving left back में आपको option, he was that, and I have heard this from a lot of Arsenal fans, is the LCM role, coming into the midfield, creating those overloads and having that control alongside your midfield setup. And it was absolutely fantastic
This
उस time पे
season,
when we used
yeah,
to
I
see
think
Zinchenko.
22-23 was the season जहाँ पे our front five
Right.
had double-digit GAs, all of them. Xhaka had it, Odegaard had it, Martinelli had it, Saka had it, and Jesus had it. 5 players in double-digit GAs थे हमारे, and I was like, oh my God, what a team and everything and all of that stuff. मजे आ रहे हैं, खेलो. So I'll come to your Jorginho question. Jorginho became a fallback option because Arsenal की सबसे पहली preference थी इस January window में sign करने की Moises Caicedo. It was a long
Right,
saga.
I remember.
We were
Lost out.
offering him we were offering Brighton 80 million. Ornstein reported it. It was there. In fact, Moises Caicedo even wrote an Instagram post like, it's going to be a big move for me. I'll get Brighton the greatest money, whatever it is, right? So ये सारी चीजें हैं. And so जब पता चल गया कि ब्राइटन 100 मिलियन मांग रही है, हम 100 मिलियन देने के लिए उस टाइम रेडी नहीं थे जनवरी में, हम 80 देने के लिए रेडी थे.
Right.
You're like, छोड़ो, कोई बात नहीं आ रहा, कोई बात नहीं. Jorginho was about to leave Chelsea and we paid him 12 million, and I think he just became sort of like a mentor / impact player. Obviously Caicedo aata, completely different story. then we
Absolutely.
are reinforcing our midfield in that window as well. I also think, was it this window? Yeah, this was the window where the infamous Mudryk hijack happened, where we were after Mikhailo Mudryk and Chelsea got Mikhailo Mudryk. He, I think, was supposed to be the player we get for
The
Trossard.
player
Trossard
get
nahi
it.
aana tha
Exactly.
otherwise.
Trossard
The
नहीं आना
reason
था
we
उस
got
time.
Trossard was because he fought with De Zerbi
Right.
and disagreement ho gaya tha and De Zerbi wanted to get rid of
Right.
him. And we were like, ठीक है, we'll make an
Right.
opportunistic signing. We'll sign Leandro
Right.
Trossard. क्योंकि मुद्रिक हमें चाहिए
उस
था, everything's ready, but then Chelsea came and hijacked it.
बट एक ट्विस्ट क्वेश्चन है उसमें दक्ष. आई आस्क अ ट्विस्ट
Mm-hmm.
क्वेश्चन उसमें. अगर आप
Yeah,
काइसेडो उस टाइम साइन कर लेते, would you guys have
yeah.
actually went for Declan Rice?
No chance. No chance. It was
Right?
one or the other. It
It
was
was
one
one
or
or
the
the
other.
other. Right. So I think in a
Yeah, yeah.
blessing
Oh,
in
for sure.
disguise,
Oh,
was it a blessing in disguise? Can you say that? Or do you think Caicedo was the player you needed? कोई regrets है आपको with
I think the only thing Caicedo would have brought to us was, जैसे हमने लास्ट सीजन देखा था, हम पार्टी को राइट बैक से इन्वर्ट करवाते थे. दैट वाज
हाँ राइट.
काइसेडोज रोल एसेंशियली. हम बेसिकली काइसेडो की वर्सेटिलिटी को यूज कर लेते. द ओनली possible regret I have about the Caicedo transfer is that it didn't happen, and I think
Right.
if it happened, maybe this season we would have been strong enough to see out the season.
Right.
That's my only concern, कि हम इस सीजन पे निकाल लेते किसी ना किसी तरह, बिकॉज सलीबा और टॉमियासो एक गेम में चले जाना, हेसूस नहीं होना, एंड ऑल दीज गाइज जस्ट गेटिंग इंजर्ड. It we ended up with the squad where Eddie Nketiah was leading the line, where Rob Holding was leading the defense, where Thomas Partey was constantly injured. That was the start of the injuries.
Right.
But my only regret is that Caicedo didn't happen in that season, in that January window. And my fear at that point of time was, अगर Caicedo नहीं आएगा तो हम कौन ले सकते, कौन अवेलेबल होगा, क्योंकि इस टाइम तक there were no murmurs of Declan Rice even leaving West Ham United. So we were like, अब क्या होगा, अब कौन आएगा डीएम, क्योंकि हम पार्टी से थोड़ा सा फ्रस्ट्रेट होने लग गए थे.
Right. And उस season you guys finished कितना 22-23 में second in the PL, Europa League में round of 16 पे I think you guys lost to Sporting.
Sporting से हारे थे. Yeah.
Sporting से हारे थे आप लोग, and fourth round FA Cup. And a common pattern, if you see, even the next season, guys, like, and next season का transfers पे will go. If you see second in Premier League again, quarterfinal in Champions League, again a very good campaign, by the way, lost to Bayern Munich in the quarterfinals, if I'm not wrong. Third round FA Cup and fourth round Carabao Cup. So why, and I have two questions for you, okay? And because we're on the 22-23 के season पे, you know, before this and this season, what exactly had happened, right? मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ what had happened. Right. How did Arteta survive this run?
Oh, I'll tell you this. I think people have a lot of. I don't think people really paid attention to Arsenal, very obviously, during this run. Here is the thing: what happened, and the reason he survived this was there was a consistent style of play. We were losing games by just one goal, unless Villa थी. Villa ने तो खैर धज्जियां छोड़ दी थी. But जिन टीम से हम हार रहे थे, जैसे Spurs वाला game happened because the referee gave a penalty to Spurs because Cedric ने उसके सॉन की पीठ पे गलती से कोनी मार दी थी. So that was it. And we got a red card in that game as well. So, but we were losing games very narrowly, and those goals that we were conceding were literally a build up from the back कर रहे हो, आपने गलत पास कर दिया, उन्होंने बॉल ले लिया, and that's it. These were just like self-inflicted growing pains वाली issues लग रहे थे. It wasn't like, oh my god, हम तो, we had seen Emery and it showed कि आप कितने inept लग सकते हो अगर आप ढंग का फुटबॉल नहीं खेलते. यहाँ पे हम ढंग का फुटबॉल खेल रहे थे, बट अपनी अपनी छोटी मोटी गलती होगी कि हमें तो बिल्डअप फ्रॉम द बैक ही करना है. कमेंटेटर्स गैरी नेवल, मेरे को अभी भी याद है, गैरी नेवल चीख चीख के बोलता था, व्हाई आर दे प्लेइंग फ्रॉम द बैक, दे शुड किक इट लॉन्ग, व्हाई आर दे प्लेइंग फ्रॉम द बैक, दे शुड किक इट लॉन्ग, दिस दैट all of that stuff.
I think,
is it still lagging? Is my mic still lagging?
हाँ थोड़ा सा लैग आपका हो रहा है. लाइक चैट मेरे को आप बताओ if it's lagging or not. अगर चैट लैग नहीं कर रहा है तो maybe it's my StreamYard, so you can continue, no worries. ठीक है.
So essentially what happened was कि ये जो सारे गेम्स हम हार रहे थे ना, it was basically because we were trying to implement a style of play. Simple सी बात है. We were trying to implement a style of play. No lagging, perfect. So we were trying to implement a style of play, एंड वी जस्ट सफर्ड फ्रॉम इट. तो आप बिल्डअप में कभी बॉल लूज कर देते हो, या
तो
आपने
वही
अपने
सफरिंग
मार्कर
में
को
होता था.
छोड़ दिया किसी सेट पीस पे डिफेंड करते हुए. ऐसी ऐसी सिचुएशंस हो रही थी. सो दैट्स
No,
एसेंशियली
fair.
इट. या.
Fair. Now, exactly. I mean, see, this is exactly why I wanted to show this stat and this graphic is how did Arteta survive this? Agar, and this is where I'm coming to Man United in that piece, right? Is United is going through that similar phase of
या.
not winning games, having that absolutely poor run. Us time pe, do you remember the fans actually were calling out for Arteta like to go away? Or yeah, there was a unanimous support for Arteta ki nahi, he should be staying there. I mean, obviously the board backed him.
No, there's
But
always going to
fans
be
का क्या था
division.
reaction उसके
Always
ऊपर?
going to
Fans
be
का.
division.
Hmm.
See, people don't realize this was his. This was what year? 22, 23. नहीं, ये कौन सी ईयर का रन है?
ये 21-22 था, I think.
हाँ, ये
ये वाला.
21, 22 था. This was his second full year on the job.
Hmm.
Second full year on the job था उसका. And that time the narrative was हमने क्या नौसिखिए को दे दिया है job.
Right.
आर्सेनल कोई वर्क एक्सपीरियंस इंटर्नशिप नहीं है जहाँ पे आप एक्चुअली ये सारी चीजें कर सकते हो, यू नो,
Yeah,
कि
true.
आप आर्सेनल को यूज करके अपना वर्क एक्स कर रहे हो. हमने किस नौसिखिए को दे दिया. वी शुड गो फॉर एक्स मैनेजर, वाई मैनेजर, जेड मैनेजर. वो तो हमेशा से होता था.
Right.
इससे बेटर तो एमरी है. I remember there was a call for getting Ten Hag as well at one point. It's crazy because
Right.
Ajax
Yeah, I
वाला run
remember.
था Ten Hag का उस time पे. So you're like, oh, you know, we should go
Just
for Ten Hag.
imagine the scenes, man. Just imagine the scenes. Ten Hag at Arsenal.
And AFT was absolutely peaking because all these guys were calling out कि manager निकालो,
Even
manager
Stan
निकालो,
Kroenke.
manager निकालो.
Kroenke out as well, right? There was huge banners going on,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but Kroenke
That's
out was
fair.
essentially because of a lack of spending. Then they started spending, so it quietened down.
Quietened
But
a bit. Exactly.
Arteta पे सबसे बड़ा was कि like इसको नहीं आता कुछ, इसको नहीं आना कुछ. हम
Right.
we are Arsenal भाई, हम Arsenal हैं भाई. How can we finish
Ah,
8th
how can
भाई?
we?
We are Arsenal भाई. How can we finish 5th भाई? We are Arsenal भाई.
क्योंकि historically Arsenal, even like before Arteta, at least there was a situation कि Arsenal used to always be in the top 4, top 5, no matter. At least वो minimum, bare minimum होती थी. And
Wenger
now
के
that
last year
United
में was
fans
the
have
first time
absolutely realized this fact that
yeah.
this stability of qualifying for Champions League or even Europe for that matter is actually very important. It's important financially. It actually steps it's actually the foundation for your next season कि आप spend कर सकते हो, क्या आपकी valuations meet हो सकती हैं. If you play in the Champions League, you can potentially earn like 150 to
we
200
had
million.
shit revenue, we
Right.
had crazy wages, we had no room of money to spend.
Right.
And all of that was उस सबके ऊपर था एक नया मैनेजर जो लिटरली मतलब कुछ नहीं आता उसको. एंड
Right.
इस सबका आई थिंक गुस्सा बहुत जल्दी फैल रहा था. I think one thing which really saved his job, but actually two things really saved his job.
Right.
One was the FA Cup, which he won in his half season.
Yes.
Two was that All or Nothing documentary which came out that season,
Oh, that
22, 23 mein.
did it really work? Like the PR actually worked to like get Arsenal
I'll
fans
tell you
in.
why. Because it humanized this guy. It humanized Arteta and started showing him कि actually team में होता क्या. It started giving a glimpse of what actually goes on behind the scenes. How likable players are, उनकी mentality क्या होती है, क्या problems होती हैं. इस बंदे को मेरे हिसाब से काफी ज्यादा प्यार मिल गई थी उस टाइम पे. And that's what I genuinely believe. अगर because when you have like अभी सबसे बड़ा frustration क्या, आर्टेटा ने ये क्यों नहीं start कराया, आर्टेटा ने वो क्यों नहीं कराया. There is this veil of ambiguity कि बंदा सोच क्या रहा है. What are you actually doing?
Exactly.
So,
and you know, if you remember, एक था that incident that I think that detective and pickpocketing वाला कुछ तो एक they had a thing, उस पे काफी trolling हुई थी and all, and वो सब आया था एक light bulb वाला कुछ तो एक आया था around that analogy or something like that. उस पे बहुत trolling हुई थी Arteta को. I remember that. But I mean, every manager has their own ways of.
I'll tell you one thing about this. All these gimmicks from Anfield पे जो You Never Walk Alone speakers पे बजाना, that light bulb thing, this pickpocket thing, these will always be ridiculed about people who try these things when it doesn't really work out. For example, I'll give you one thing. Phil Jackson is one of the most winningest coaches in basketball, okay? Like he is one 3 championships with one team, 3 championships with another team. Now he's the CEO of another team, whatever it is. Okay? Oh, sorry, head of operations. So Phil Jackson had this thing where he used to, so he coached the Michael Jordan team, okay?
Uh-huh.
The Chicago Bulls.
Right.
So he had this thing. He was very fascinated by Native American culture. So he had all these Native American paintings and all these things on his walls in his office. And he used to call all his जो भी इसके players होते थे as a tribe. तो माइकल जॉर्डन इज द चीफ, ये करते थे
Right.
एवरी गेम से पहले. दीज गाइज यूज्ड टू सिट एंड मेडिटेट, दे यूज्ड टू सिंग अ नेटिव अमेरिकन सॉन्ग. ठीक है, ये सब करता था, ये स्टीव कर ने बताया था. एंड अब वो क्योंकि इतनी चैंपियनशिप्स जीत गया है एंड स्टीव कर ये चीजें बताता है, नाउ इट लुक्स लाइक वाओ, टीम को टुगेदर लाने का क्या अनोखा नजरिया है.
Right.
वाओ, इससे टीम के अंदर क्या कोहेजन आया है. व्हाट अ incredible way of calling your players a tribe, making them feel a part of a collective. But this is such a post event analysis कि like wow, ये तो कितने बढ़िया. And I'm telling you, अगर हम 2 टाइटल जीत के होते इस सारी चीजों में, है ना, light bulb be what a visionary thing to do, bhai, keeping these things, getting 1% out of the players. Wow, this pickpocket wala thing, kind of crazy. It's like you literally have to look at yesterday.
Right.
I read this Gary Neville article today, which he said, I quite enjoyed Pep Guardiola going 5-4-1. It shows that he's got tactical versatility and a manager who is not scared of going defensive if he wants to win games. And I was like, bhains ki aankh. This guy, this guy is saying this, that, oh my God, I love this defensive football. So
Damn, man.
your narrative, every narrative in the world, especially on the internet, will be decided by who's winning and who's not winning. The same
And the
event,
results matter.
the same event is like, will be seen in a much more glossy way, in a more shining way, a more positive light, if the person doing it is also really good. Like for example, अगर मैं आपको कुछ एडवाइस दूं और मैं I'm looking like super like destitute, कपड़े फटे हुए हैं and everything, and I tell you, hey man, do this and everything, आप मेरी बात नहीं मानोगे. But अगर YouTube पे आपको एक मिलियनर गुरु का YouTube चैनल पे मिल जाए और वो आपको सेम चीज बोलेगा, you're much more attracted to his advice because appearances matter. Your perception of अगर ये बंदा rich है तो ये automatically smart है, that sort of perception matters. So these things always happen.
Right.
And
Right.
I think
Right.
trolling वगैरह, it's completely fine, but I genuinely believe that All or Nothing really humanized him, sort of gave us a
Right.
glimpse of what this guy is actually trying, and I think it gave him
हाँ.
at least a couple of years. वो अच्छी बात थी कि जिस सीजन ये All or
Interesting.
Nothing आई, वो सीजन हमारा बहुत अच्छा सीजन भी जा रहा था, वो 22-23
Season भी
वाला,
बढ़िया गया. 2023
because
का
it covered
बेहतरीन
the
season.
21-22 season. Yeah,
Yes. And like battering teams like, and काफी goal margin से जीते ना. 88 goals is still a very good number in the Premier League in my opinion, considering
bro, it was
teams
such
play
a
low
high.
blows.
It was the highest. So in this season, our first 18 games का points
Yes.
total was higher than the Invincibles.
Wow.
In the first 17 games, we had only lost one game and only drawn one game. Our result was 15-1-1. And so, ये वाली बात है कि like we had historic start to the season and this season, and which is why I'm saying मजा आ रहा था. The ride was
Right.
fantastic, but now looking at the collective, मेरे हिसाब से it came too early for us. This season was the
Fair.
season to come fourth and cement
Now
top four.
this season. Now this
Now this
season was
season.
exactly where it exactly should have happened, and it actually happened. 91 goals, 29 against. Saliba, Gabriel on top. I think that was Saliba's first breakthrough season, right? If I'm not wrong, that was exactly
No,
where it.
पिछला वाला
उससे
season
पहले
was.
हाँ पिछला वाला season, but when I say breakthrough, reaching peak levels. When I'm saying
Oh no.
कि
I'd still say last season was the best. 22-23
okay,
was his breakthrough, where I think he was put on notice. Okay, this Saliba dude, he's something. And
right.
23-24, I think they solidified themselves as one of the best backlines. मेरे हिसाब से. Yeah, this season was insane. So 23-24, we tried to go for this player
Tired.
called Benjamin Sesko. 55
उसी
million.
सीजन पे 23-24 पे यू सेस्को वाज लिंक्ड. आई थिंक
Yeah.
आर्टेटा वाज रियली एडमायरर ऑफ सेस्को, इसलिए इस सीजन
Yeah.
भी ट्राई किए
This
थे.
was the second season we were
Insane.
pursuing actually, Benjamin
Oh,
Sesko.
interesting. Oh,
So
wow.
we
Okay.
offered him 55 million, 50 million, sorry, to Leipzig
हाँ.
at that point of time. Mana kar diya because he wanted to stay for one more season in the Bundesliga and develop himself. Signed a
हाँ.
contract extension.
Got
We're
it.
like, okay, no problem. Sign a contract extension. We'll come with more money next season. And we
Right.
decided not to sign a striker.
Hmm.
We signed Urian
I
Timber from
remember that.
Ajax, who incidentally was at the Arsenal United FA Cup game last season. And
Yep.
लग रहा था सबको उस गेम में कि he's going to go to Man United because he's going to follow Ten Hag there. But he came to Arsenal. Very good move, but sadly ACL हो गया पहले गेम में. David Raya, very strangely, this was something that was very confusing at that point of time. We had Ramsdale, everyone had their ups and like split over Ramsdale की बंदा अच्छा है, इतना likable है, ये है, वो है.
Right.
अमेजिंग सेव्स भी कर रहा है, ये भी कर रहा है, तो क्यों राया, डेविड राया, ब्रेंटफोर्ड, ये तो
Why
यहाँ पे
a backup goalkeeper during that period? Why again a ball playing
who will be
goalkeeper
number
backup?
one, who will be number two.
I
English
remember.
media Ramsdale को obviously push कर रही थी, all that stuff. So Raya was a big split. Kai Havertz was a very negative signing in terms of fan reaction.
My
65
goodness.
million. Kai
Chelsea से, वो
Havertz.
rival से,
राइवल
right?
से
A
पैसे
similar
दे दिए, डिस्कार्ड
and
उनका कचरा उठा
and
लिया.
and do, hmm.
Yeah, it was a bunch of things.
And do
And
you think it was a similar kind of like hatred conversation around कि एक तो चेल्सी से प्लेयर आई थी, the same situation when Noni Madueke was signed recently? Was it
yeah,
that exact same divide that you feel around Kai Havertz, that is he good enough? And I think you pointed out rightly that Arsenal not signing a striker and signing kind of a false nine actually irked fans
he
a
was
lot.
signed as a midfielder, by the way. He was definitely
Hmm,
signed as a midfielder.
as a cam, right? वो हमेशा cam से, but then
He was signed as an
he was.
LCM. He
Hmm,
signed an LCM because this is the season that Granit Xhaka left. Granit Xhaka decided to leave this season, so we needed an LCM.
right.
And at this point of time, James Maddison was on the market, Kai Havertz was on the market, Yuri Tielemans was on the market. And we had to pick off these three. And we
Right.
decided to go for Kai Havertz. And his role was supposed to be a midfielder. In fact, the first 4 or 5 games he played, he was a
LCM
midfielder.
में, वो LCM में ही खेला था वो.
Yeah. इसके साइनिंग पे बहुत नेगेटिविटी थी, बहुत ज्यादा नेगेटिविटी, एंड आई थिंक इट वाज प्राइमरीली बिकॉज इट वाज फ्रॉम
Strikers
चेल्सी.
नहीं आते.
नहीं, जस्ट चेल्सी.
Just Chelsea.
चेल्सी वाज द बिगेस्ट रीजन कि लाइक जॉर्जिनियो ले लिया, विलियन ले लिया, अब क्या फिर से
Ah.
एक और प्लेयर हमने क्यों ले लिया. इनफैक्ट
Right.
the hate train was so big
Ah.
that it was basically कि यार नहीं, ये बंदा नहीं चलेगा. We had a pre-season tournament in America this season.
हाँ
ठीक है,
हाँ,
we had
मैं
the
आने वाला था उस पे.
MLS skills challenge where आपको वॉल्यूम मार के like bunch of fun games. People were hate watching that. A skills game.
Compilations बन रही थी, I remember.
हाँ, so oh my god, 65 million for this. The
and I
quote
think
coming.
and I think Daksh, एक factor what happened during, I completely remember, was Balogun had a very good season, loan season, right?
Mhm.
उसको बेच दिया उस टाइम पे 30 मिलियन, बिकॉज एवरीवन वाज एक्चुअली एक्सपेक्टिंग कि अगर एनकेटिया नहीं है, एनकेटिया से ऊपर अगर कोई स्ट्राइकर
Yeah,
साइन
तो
नहीं कर रही है, तो
बालोगुन
बैलोगन
को रखो. Yeah.
बिकॉज ही हैड अ फैंटास्टिक सीजन इन द सीरिया, राइट? उसको क्यों नहीं रखा? डिड यू थिंक लाइक व्हाट वाज द रीजन दैट दे डिड नॉट कीप बैलोगन? आई थिंक चल सकता था, दे डिड नॉट साइन स्ट्राइकर, बट दे शुड हैव परसिस्टेड विद हिम. या इट वाज लाइक कैश ग्रैब कि इसका मिल रहा है 30-35 मिलियन, तो अभी ले लो, हम लोग नेक्स्ट सीजन इस पे इन्वेस्ट करेंगे. लाइक व्हाट वाज द प्योर
Yeah,
रीजन?
yeah. I think it was essentially कि like maybe अगर Jesus, because Jesus still is in the squad, so you were like अगर Jesus fit है और एनकेटिया को हम ट्रस्ट करते हैं, क्या हम अफोर्ड कर सकते हैं फ्लोरियन बैलोगन को रखना?
राइट.
एंड 30 मिलियन 35 मिलियन मिल रहा है मोनाको से, बहुत अच्छा है. वी हैव समबडी लाइक मीका बीरेत कमिंग अप. वी हैव दिस यंग 15-year-old कॉल्ड चीडो ओबी मार्टिन जिसको ग्रूम करना है हमें. We have this guy called what's his name, Tyrese John Jules. So we had plenty of strikers coming up from the academy. We were like कोई बात नहीं,
राइट.
जाने देते, 35 मिलियन मिल रहे हैं, अच्छी बात है. So We essentially were like, जाने दो इस बंदे को. But yeah, this window started off very badly because Raya was a confusion, Timber was good, Havertz was not well received. And I
Yeah,
think the mood of the window changed when we
right.
placed our first 100 million signing and we signed Declan Rice.
For
Because we were like,
Declan.
fuck, we'll
No
get.
one, Daksh, I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Yeah.
No one ever thought Arsenal would, because Declan Rice, everyone was like, he's destined to go to Man City. It's not happening. There's no way Arsenal is gonna bid. Arsenal made that bid, bhai.
Yeah.
Made
I'll
that
tell you
bid.
how it went.
Right.
So, uh, we were negotiating with West Ham all summer. We decided to make a 90 million bid. And then City came in and made a 95, 98 million bid. ठीक है? And the narrative I'll tell you was
Ah,
City or Arsenal में, how is he gonna choose Arsenal भाई? City uh, defending champs हैं भाई. They won 2 in a row or something.
then
कैसे
Champions League
sign कर
ambitions and
लेगा?
stuff.
You know, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Champions League and all that, bigger club and all that. And then we signed him. The narrative changed again. सिटी ने आर्सेनल को एक्स्ट्रा बिड
Man,
करवा दिए भाई. 10 मिलियन एक्स्ट्रा बिड करवा दिए आर्सेनल को.
overpay
पैसे
हो
खर्च
गया.
दिए. लव दिस भाई. लव दिस. I will tell you this honestly. If we let Rodri and Rice be a pairing in the Premier League, there was no other team winning the Premier League for the next 6 years.
आराम से.
Rodri
It's
and
done.
Rice की आप midfield pairing समझ सकते हो कभी?
It's over, guys. It's over for the Premier League. अगर
And
रॉड्री एक फेज रहता एक इंजरी का ना, there was Rice to do that job for City
my
basically.
God भाई, मतलब Rodri and Rice at City was insane. KD भी उनके आगे, Haaland उनके भी आगे. This was the season when Haaland signed for City, I think.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
भाई यही था. So we signed, and I think the end of the window was really
टिम्बर
cool
की
because
इंजरी हुई पूरी सीजन.
yeah, first game में he got his ACL done. Forest के against था. I think is kind of insane. But yeah, he essentially injured himself in the first game and ACL हो गया and missed it भाई. So
Right.
you're like,
Absolutely.
क्या ही करें? So we all had to rely on Ben White essentially playing this entire season at right back. Tomiyasu kept getting injured. Partey को बीच-बीच में लाना पड़ता था, but it was basically Ben White at right back.
Yeah, Ben,
So
and actually, I think a lot of people were actually startled by that Ben White was essentially signed as center back from Brighton. Brighton में वो center back था. Then he suddenly shifted to that right back. Like I think props to Arteta to actually mold him into that role. He had the attributes.
hmm.
Ab, what has
yeah.
happened to Ben White abhi current
Oh,
context mein?
this season took its toll essentially. When you are playing essentially every game this season,
Right.
like you said, Ki, we played all cup games, Champions League games, Premier League games, all of them had Ben White.
Right.
All of them had Ben White.
Right. And 23-24 में क्या finish रही उस time पे? देख, let's take a look.
Oh, this was the crazy season. So I'll tell you, in third round FA Cup, we matched with Liverpool.
Yes.
And we're like, भाई सबको यहाँ पे नॉर्थहैम्पटन मिल रही है, मोरकैम मिल रही है, हमें लिवरपूल मिल जाती है. So third round FA
पिछले
Cup,
सीजन City मिली थी, I think.
yeah, and fourth round FA Cup में I think it was City only.
It
in
was
the fourth.
City. It was City.
Yeah. So like ये क्या हो रहा है भाई? How are you just getting these big teams in like the third round, fourth round? और प्रॉब्लम ये होती थी आपको समझ नहीं आता था इन गेम्स को कैसे अप्रोच करो. Because these games would be like 3-4 days after a Premier League game and 3 days 4 days before a Premier League game. And Premier League की टाइटल रेस बड़ी मस्त चल रही थी बिकॉज हमारा स्टार्ट बहुत मस्त था. ठीक है, दिसंबर में एक ब्लिप आया था, बट फिर जनवरी से लेके एंड ऑफ द सीजन तक हम 16 गेम जीते, एक गेम ड्रॉ किया और एक गेम हारे.
16 गेम ड्रॉ किए थे, राइट, आई रिमेंबर.
नहीं 16 गेम जीते, एक गेम ड्रॉ किया, एक गेम हारे थे. एक गेम जो ड्रॉ किया था वो एटिहाड पे किया था.
आई थिंक पूरे सीजन में था, आई थिंक 16 ड्रॉ समथिंग उस टाइम पे.
नहीं that was 24-25.
24, हाँ, that was 24-25, एग्जैक्टली करेक्ट.
23-24 में हमारा रिकॉर्ड अच्छा था, वी वर बीटिंग टीम्स अच्छे से, बट सेकंड हाफ द सीजन वाज एब्सोल्युटली स्पेशल. आपको लग ही नहीं रहा था, मतलब barely. आई थिंक देयर वाज वन विला गेम व्हिच वी लॉस्ट एंड वन सिटी गेम व्हिच वी ड्रू, एंड दैट वाज द डिफरेंस कि सिटी ने नवंबर से गेम नहीं हारा था. इस सीजन सॉन ने वो 1v1 मिस कर दिया था.
That 1v1,
लिटरली दैट he missed that 1v1, and that was the difference, maybe.
That was it.
Um,
That
but
was
yeah,
it, bhai.
this was essentially the season. I think this was the best season we had. We
Right, right.
scored a record number of goals in Arsenal's
91
history,
goals,
which
bhai.
is 91 goals,
Right.
right? And this was also a very good defensive record, 29 against. Go to the first full season he had. It was 55 and what?
55.
55 and 39 to 91 and 29.
Look at the difference there. This
It's
is
a
exactly
it's a
what happens in the rebuild when you trust the
46
rebuild
गोल्स
phases.
आपने ज्यादा मारे और 30 गोल कितने whatever 20
Yeah,
odd goals आपने कम खाए. And so that's what I'm saying, man. Like, I genuinely felt this guy is
right,
amazing. ये I know हम फिर से short हो गए, second year in a row हम short हो गए.
right.
हो जाएगा, ये बंदा निकाल लेगा अभी भी.
But nahi hua na.
Mhm.
Did Kai did Kai like and this is exactly the frustration. I mean, frustration meri hai, lot of the rivals as well, the neutrals as well. It's not like it's not
Mm.
hate as well. Like from I see football very differently. I love football in a more holistic way.
Mm.
When I see Arsenal, like तुम पहुंच रहे हो, you just there, man. You just need to
Mm.
just be clinical in
Yeah,
the right moments.
yeah.
And ये क्रिटिसिज्म हमेशा से रही है कि why there's no striker, why there's no striker,
Mm.
कब लाएगा. Ollie Watkins का नाम was flung in the transfer market कि why not Ollie Watkins,
Yeah.
why not any other top striker that Arsenal needs to go for, because money, I think in this phase, when the last 2-3 years, I think money was never the issue for Arsenal. I think they were generating good revenues, I think record revenues for the club as well, if I'm
Yeah.
not wrong.
Yeah.
Right, ticket prices be inflated तो हमेशा रही है I think Emirates में, but that's not the point.
Mm.
I think revenue wise, I think Spurs से भी on par with Spurs चल रही थी, तो money was never the issue. The ambition was the issue, where why there's not going for striker. But I think I know the context why, because I think like waiting for Sesko actually sacrificed. Like Sesko was that big of a target for Arsenal that they did not
Very
actually
big
go for a
target for
striker.
Arsenal. He was
Interesting,
somebody we
man.
tracked for 3 years. This year was the third year we were tracking him. And it's a shame, bhai, nahi aaya. He was somebody we really, really wanted, but just didn't happen.
Interesting, man. Interesting. So, like, obviously, 91 goals, 29 conceded, and I'll say something about Pep as well. Like, uh, Pep, if you see those seasons, उसने सारे, I think Pep played like 7 seasons, I think 9 seasons at
Mm.
City, right? 6
Mhm.
trophies, 6 Premier League. उसमें उसने बस 3 सीजन है उसके where he had actually scored less than 90. वो बाकी सारे सीजन में पेप हैज स्कोर्ड लाइक 5 सीजंस 90 प्लस गोल स्कोर किए थे, एंड देन 2 or 3 सीजन 100 प्लस गोल्स इन द प्रीमियर लीग. So when people say that Pep is not the most adaptable manager in the Premier League, I kind of
Mm.
disagree with that. He
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the
Oh,
most
for sure,
adaptable
for sure,
manager
for
in the
sure.
Premier League. Right? That's why he has won a lot of titles, right? And that's
Mhm.
but they had fantastic suppliers in Mahrez, in Foden was peaking in form. There was
Sterling,
Haaland,
Foden,
Sterling,
Mahrez, Sane,
right? And
Haaland, Aguero.
uh, right, exactly. And like it was insane, man. That team had, like, it was just Kevin De Bruyne producing cross after cross and just tap-ins after tap-ins for Sterling, and that was
Yep,
exactly the season.
yep,
I think
yep, yep, yep,
Sterling
yep.
had more than 30 plus goals and assists that season. Right, it was insane. But now coming to 24-25, right? And this
Mm.
signings were fantastic. Like Julian Timber was for the future, fantastic. Raya on loan. Raya eventually was
Permanent
done
हो
on a
गया.
permanent.
This was the
Sterling ka
worst summer
loan,
we
bro.
had.
Sterling ka loan, bro.
Oh my
Why
god.
Sterling
I'll
loan,
tell you
bro?
why this window hurts me so much, man. This window hurts me so much. Calafiori, I think, was a good signing to get. Merino, for
Top.
some reason, we got, but ठीक है. Merino, ठीक है. You trust somebody else to unlock the left center mid position. Raya, permanent आना ही था. They helped us out with FFP, so fair enough.
Right.
Sterling, man. I'll never understand this Sterling. And it's completely down to Edu, because we were looking for a winger and we were
Yeah,
desperate for a
exactly.
winger. And we just couldn't sign one. We just could not sign one. Skov Olsen, पता नहीं कौन से नाम लिंक हो रहे थे, कहाँ से. Edu fumbled this window so bad.
Yeah, they do.
He fumbled this window so bad. He fumbled it on 2 occasions. Our first goalkeeper backup target, you know who it was this season? Joan Garcia.
Oh damn! Really?
This was the first season we were going for Joan Garcia. We bid for Joan Garcia. He agreed personal terms with us. The difference was 5 million. Now imagine if there's David Raya and your backup keeper is Joan Garcia ahead of behind a defense of Gabriel Saliba. Our
Oh
recruitment
man,
could be absolutely fantastic if we didn't fuck it up.
this is
We were
insane, man.
we
Juan
were
Garcia, we're talking about.
yeah, and we were building up with wow, हमारा मतलब we still have a good fucking team. But how are you signing a cup-tied keeper
Exactly, cup tight keeper. Exactly.
on
Pranjal was
loan?
mentioning this
So you
as well.
can't even
Look
play
at
him in
this.
the Carabao. How are you getting this guy on loan? And then Sterling at 11th hour doesn't make sense. Uski bhi negativity thi. So nothing like this window genuinely was the first window where I feel we stagnated.
Yes,
हम
yes,
रुक गए
definitely. It was
because
pedestrian football.
recruitment stopped. पहले का compare करोगे, this window had no sense of either getting fresher younger blood in
Correct.
in required positions. It did not have getting essential players. No striker, by the way, in this window. Again,
Exactly.
no striker in this one as well.
And you sold Emil Smith Rowe as well, bro.
We
31
sold
में.
Emil Smith Rowe because injury हो रही
एनकेटिया
थी,
भी
उसको
सेल किया.
खेलना था, हम उसको रेगुलर नहीं दे पा रहे थे.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
let go of Fabio Vieira as well
Yes.
on loan. हमने अपना स्क्वाड बहुत छोटा कर दिया था
Yes, yes,
एसेंशियली.
yes.
हमने अपना
एलनेनी गया
स्क्वाड
था.
बहुत ही
पवार पे
छोटा
गया.
कर दिया था. हमारे पास साका का बैकअप चाहिए था, हमें साका का बैकअप नहीं आया. हमें एक
Right. And
लेफ्ट
Reece
विंगर
Nelson
चाहिए
was
था,
not good enough.
लेफ्ट विंगर नहीं आया. हमने दोनों के लिए स्टर्लिंग को ले लिया.
Right. And Reece Nelson was not good enough, Daksh.
रीस नेल्सन wasn't good enough.
Right.
He kept on getting injured and फिर उसको फुलम लोन कर दिया. हमारा स्क्वाड कुछ नहीं था. We had a bare bone squad. It was Gabriel, Saliba, Ben White, Timber, Zinchenko, Calafiori, um, टॉमियासु
क्या
भी
man?
इंजर्ड था. टियर्नी था इस सीजन.
Right.
शायद
टियर्नी था लेकिन अगेन इंजर्ड था आई थिंक.
अगेन
सेड्रिक को
इंजर्ड था.
बेच दिया आई थिंक. गया वो कार्ल हाइंस गया.
सेड्रिक वाज
कार्ल हाइंड
गॉन.
गया ब्रो.
कार्ल हाइन वाज लोन्ड टू
Loaned
Valladolid, I
out.
think.
Yes. He
Yeah.
was loaned out.
Partey, Rice, Merino, Odegaard, Saka, Havertz, Martinelli, Trossard.
Few
This was it.
injuries and it was done. And we saw that happening
Oh,
in the
for
middle of the
sure,
season.
bhai. This
It was
season was the worst, bhai. This season was the worst to witness as an Arsenal fan because expectations were high. 2 seasons second आ गया अब तो.
and City wasn't at its best as well,
Oh, for sure, for sure, for sure.
right? So they weren't at its best,
Mm.
and
Oh, no, no,
Liverpool,
no, 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 no. First 5 games of the season, City had 5
City
wins.
were top. Yeah,
City win 5 में से
of course,
5.
of course. Yes,
They were amazing, and then they
Liverpool had a
lost
slow
Rodri.
start. Yeah,
They
yeah.
lost Rodri.
That made
Um,
the difference.
and we were playing at the. This season was so cursed. ये तो मेरे को सीजन के स्टार्टिंग से, इस सीजन के भी स्टार्टिंग में मुझे अभी जो करंट चल रहा है उसमें भी यही लग रहा है. 24
That was the
25
red
में
card
इतना
game.
कर्स स्टार्ट था. रेड कार्ड्स मिल रहे हैं, इंजरीज हो रही हैं. ठीक
Rice
है.
had a red card. I think उसके बाद दूसरे गेम
Rice
में
had a
भी
red card at
yeah,
Brighton. Trossard got a red card at
Trossard got a
the
red.
Etihad.
Etihad.
Saliba got a red card at Bournemouth, and I think this is where the completely toxic Arsenal
That
narrative started.
Etihad game was you guys are winning that game. I'm not gonna lie. Watch along किया था मैं. It was insane. That
जीत सकते थे 10 मैन के साथ जीत सकते थे
10
बट
मैन के
वही
साथ
है
आराम से
लास्ट
वही
में
वही
लास्ट में खा
moments.
गए थे कोई बात
लास्ट में खा गए कोई नहीं I think injuries definitely really opened up the squad and I think सबको दिखने लगा at this कि Arsenal really lacked squad depth, not just depth, quality depth
नहीं क्वालिटी
to
डेप्थ
actually sustain
दिस
3
सीजन
or
वाज
4
सो कर्स्ड
competitions.
आई टेल यू वन थिंग ब्रदर एक बार इस
Yeah.
सीजन क्या हुआ था सो आई थिंक इट वाज गोइंग टू बी आई थिंक इट वाज अ मिड वीक गेम कप गेम था
हाँ,
एक न्यूज़ रिपोर्ट आती है साका इज दिस वाज आफ्टर क्रिस्टल पैलेस
right.
दिसंबर की गेम थी आफ्टर क्रिस्टल पैलेस साका इज torn his hamstring out for 4 months
8
3
months.
months whatever
Yeah.
2 घंटे बाद एक और न्यूज़ आती है Ethan Neri tight hamstring out for 2 weeks like fuck अब स्टर्लिंग को खिलाना पड़ेगा एक और न्यूज़
Right.
आती है Raheem Sterling has injured himself in training a minor knee issue he will be out for 3 weeks so number 1 right winger gone. Number two, youngster gone.
Gone.
Buddha, third choice, also gone. So we not only were we getting injuries, we were getting injuries in bunches. Mikel
Yeah,
Merino,
like
first training session, shoulder dislocate हो
striker.
गया. नहीं, first training session, shoulder
फर्स्ट
dislocate.
ट्रेनिंग शॉट, हाँ बाद में तो आया वो, राइट राइट.
ठीक है. Kai Havertz, torn hamstring. Gabriel Magalhaes, torn hamstring.
टॉन हैमस्ट्रिंग, या करेक्ट.
So सलीबा को रेस्ट नहीं दे सकते थे. कीवियोर को खेलना पड़ रहा था.
यप.
सब लोग इंजर हो रहे थे, हर जगह रेड कार्ड मिल रहा था. इस सीजन legitimately it was so difficult to survive because there was always bad news around the corner.
Yep. And
Martinelli
जैसे
injured
तैसे
himself in
सेकंड आए,
January.
जैसे तैसे सेकंड आए इस सीजन, जैसे
we
तैसे,
we stumbled
you know.
into second, but this season gave me one of my best memories, which was Arsenal versus Real Madrid. I'll never forget that game. I will never forget that game. And बताओ क्या है, there's always going to be questions. क्या Arteta is going to be the guy? Will Arteta be the guy who takes you over the line? This season showed me that इस टीम को कितने भी मुक्के पड़ जाएंगे ना,
Right.
it won't crumble, like it won't stumble beyond a particular baseline.
Right.
Like a lot of people I was seeing chats बीच में, like अब कितने chances दोगे इसको, अब क्या करोगे इसके साथ. I think 24-25 was also I think when we reached the Carabao semis and we reached the Champions League semis and league
Right.
maybe second finish कर रहे थे and all that stuff. So for me, I just gained a very like we've definitely stagnated as a squad, but I genuinely felt कि इस टीम को आप कितने भी punches मारोगे, red cards, injuries, DM को number 9 खिलाना है against Real Madrid, PSG best team के against जाना है, ठीक है, whatever it is, this team will still fight. और fight करते करते एक baseline तो set हो गया, second third तो आएंगे at least. Worst case scenario fourth गिर जाएंगे भाई. Worst case सोच, जो टीम वेंगर के ऐसी सिचुएशन होती थी कि वेंगर फोर्थ तो ले आएगा,
हाँ वो तो मिनिमम बेयर मिनिमम रहता था इन वेंगर, लाइक
कुछ भी हो जाए वेंगर तो फोर्थ लेगा. अब वो हो गया कि फोर्थ तो कुछ प्लेयर घिस जाए, मर जाए, कुछ हो जाए, रेड कार्ड मिल जाए, we'll get at least this is the absolute worst case scenario कि हम फोर्थ तो आ ही जाएंगे. बट सेकंड तो है यार, सेकंड तो अपना ही है, लाइक सेकंड से हम उतना नहीं गिरने वाले. बट दिस सीजन वाज वन वेयर आई थिंक लिवरपूल कंप्लीटली ran away with it. They were miles clear of us as a team. They still are miles clear of us as a team. And yeah, man, painful season 24-25. First season I felt hum stagnate ho gaye the, and I think 24-25 was the season where I think again Arteta out wala jo tha movement, it started picking back up. 22-23 was a great season for, like I say, Arsenal and Arsenal fans.
It was exciting football. It was fantastic football to watch for Arsenal.
23-24 पे 23-24 पे I think it was fine because the second half was absolutely genuinely insane. So he got time. 24-25 I think where everyone just lost it. And I think I'll tell you one thing. 24-25 was the season I think this very weird fetish against Arsenal and Arteta started, not from our own fans. And I think it started from rivals. And I think our own fans started buying into it. I have, like I say, man, the weirdest things happened in the 24-25 season. I remember when I did a watch along of the City game and we beat them 5-1 at home. I remember I was like, aaj to Twitter pe maze aayenge. I opened Twitter and it was all about how can Arsenal be so arrogant? How can this guy celebrate like this?
It was not about the win. It was not about beating City against the odds.
And this was the season I realized it is barely about football anymore when it comes to Arsenal. It's barely about football anymore. Even after yesterday's win, genuinely batao agar tum Twitter pe hote ho, have you seen more of Arteta was negative or have you seen more of Pep haram ball? Have you seen more of Arsenal shouldn't have celebrated or have you seen more of what negative tactics by Pep taking off strikers, itne DMs, 4 CBs, 3 DMs, how many CBs and DMs did City have? So that's what I'm saying. There is a lot to criticize about the Arsenal Football Club and Arteta tactics, and there's a lot to actually talk about it.
Right. And it's a fair criticism, like, and fans need to criticize,
It
because
should
I've been
be
always
fair criticism 100%.
right,
90% of criticism that I see against the club is not related to football. It's
right.
ambiguity. जैसे लिवरपूल वाले गेम में अभी जो इस सीजन खेला था, इनके पास तो ये लोग खेलने नहीं आए थे. लिवरपूल
Right.
अच्छा, लिवरपूल हैड एन ऑफ डे, आर्सेनल खेलने नहीं आई थी. व्हाट डज दैट इवन मीन? देयर आर एम्बिगुअस टर्म्स लाइक मेंटालिटी नहीं है. These are just very weird things that you can't even debate, because how do you even quantify, like how do you even prove something so vague? Like अगर मैं बोल दूं कि यार लेट्स से चैट में आर्यन भाई आप बड़े बुजदिल आदमी हो, आप लोगों के साथ मीन होते हो, एंड इट्स यूर लाइक व्हाट द हेल. ऐसा इसको आप कैसे करोगे? How do you
Right,
even
right,
quantify?
right.
And I think the worst thing that has happened is this weird tag. You've done a fantastic job with the graphics to actually show the progression
Yeah.
in terms of goals scored and goals conceded.
Yes,
ठीक है?
exactly.
But
Because it's actually important. Yeah. Yeah.
this weird narrative is taken off that we play terrible football. What?
That actually
It's
has this
just
rebuild, and exactly that's why I made this thing, right? Because this is exactly what Man United need to learn from this. Because if you see that whole rebuild started from 55 goals
Hmm.
39 with absolute some of the shambolic performances you will see from Arsenal, and some fantastic performances as well you see from Arsenal. It's a
Can
mix
you
of
show me
both.
the 24-25 graphic again?
25 yes, exactly.
Bro, fuck off, man. In this season, with so many injuries, we still have a better, less conceding record and
Less
better
conceding
goal
record,
scoring
only
record than
34.
first season he came in, man.
First season he came in.
With this window, oh my god. Khair, my entire point is this. I think 24-25 mein, this weird internet narrative took hold that
Right.
now it just gets repeated over and over again without any basis. And it's just very tough to talk about Arsenal in a very sensible, calm manner. I would
We
love to
cannot.
talk about Arteta's team selection and why he probably went this way. There's a very good chunk to actually go into what Arteta did and why he did it. But
Right.
it just gets drowned out by Arteta negative and all that stuff. And then you at the same time you hear, oh, I'm so happy Pep paid 5-4-1. He out Arteta, maze aaye dekhne mein.
Right.
It's and this the biggest thing about this is 23-24 is the first season we started doing set pieces अच्छे से.
Right.
And we're like, oh my god,
Exactly. Set
set
pieces.
piece,
The
set piece
set piece का
कैसे यार?
narrative जो चालू हुआ फिर. Yeah, man.
Set pieces क्यों मार रही है? Stoke. And now
For me,
Spurs.
and
Oh,
for me, Daksh, set piece is a bare minimum for any club. If you're playing in the
if you're
Premier League,
not good at them, I'm sorry, bro. You're gonna lose games.
Man
Now
United are
Spurs,
suffering. Man United are suffering from the same issue. They're not
100%,
good in set.
100%. Um,
So इसमें क्या
Chelsea
हरा
had a
बोला
good
है
set
मतलब?
piece coach. They hired it from
Yeah,
Brentford as
they
well.
did.
His name is
They
Bernard
did.
Cueva.
Yeah.
Aston Villa has a good set piece coach. His name is Austin McPhee.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Spurs. They got whoever Keith Andrews' second-hand man was at Brentford for Thomas
Right.
Frank. He's
Now
very,
Keith
very
Andrews
good.
in Nottingham, right?
No, Keith Andrews,
Nottingham
वही
पे था
Brentford.
उसके बाद Brentford
Yeah,
पे, sorry, he's
yeah,
in Brentford right now. Exactly.
yeah. And so everyone is investing in set piece coaches. Everyone's investing in long throws because it's a legit way of scoring. And now it angers me so much that मेरे fans जो होते हैं, यही है ना, वो Stoke City बन गए. It angers me so much that I wish Arsenal fans just looked around once and saw Chelsea fans aren't complaining that they scored itne set piece goals this season. Liverpool fans aren't complaining that they scored a set piece goal against Atletico Madrid. Spurs fans aren't, like, oh my god, ye kya ho raha hai? The problem has that crept in 24-25 within the Arsenal fan bases. ठीक है? No, it's not even about anger, Pranjal. These are just common knowledges. It's like for me,
Exactly.
it's about
You
knowing
need to learn
coaches.
about
It's
this.
how football is evolving. That's basically it
Exactly.
for me. Austin McPhee is a very good set piece coach. उसके इतने amazing routines होते हैं. Same with the Brentford set piece coach. Now,
Exactly.
so for me, I think 24-25 was the season where this very weird need for validation started appearing in the Arsenal fan base.
हाँ अरे भाई
Validation from
साहब.
rivals.
Rivals, I know. Even United का वो conversation शुरू हो गया, right? United have a trophy. Arsenal does not. I'm like, ये trophy का क्या
People were
फायदा है as Man
in
United fans?
24-25, people were saying, I would rather go to the Conference League and win the Conference League. And I was like, how can you
Yes.
even say that with a straight face? And
Right,
it
right, right.
shows it was all about ताकि मेरे को online shit talk करने का मौका मिल जाए.
It was just winning narratives and not exactly
It's not
supporting a
about
rebuild.
anything to do with the club. No Arsenal fan with a sane mind will say, I wish I was in the Conference League so I can say I also won a trophy. How can you hope that your club goes backwards by? It's
Yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
clickbait, Krishanu. I wish it was clickbait. But genuinely, everything from set pieces, everything from ये जो बंदा है आपको hold back कर रहा है, everything from oh ये player कितना बेकार है, everything is a need for validation. कब मेरे को rivals पसंद करेंगे? This need to be liked came in into this 24-25 season so
हाँ,
bad.
हाँ, हाँ.
And when you don't respect your own club ना, आप कभी लिवरपूल फैंस को ऐसे नहीं देखोगे, which is why I
नहीं,
respect
I
them the
respect
most.
Liverpool fans.
You will
Fantastic
never see
fans.
them. They'll criticize players. They'll criticize Nunes. They'll criticize Henderson. They'll criticize Trent. They'll criticize Robbo. Now they'll criticize McAllister. They'll criticize in a nice way. But they will never, ever, ever trash their own club, trash their own players to get validation from rivals.
You
ये
never
Arsenal
see negative PR on each of the players. I mean, they
you
back
will
their
never see a
players to the
negative
bones.
fan channel for Liverpool. Period. Arsenal,
Right.
AFTV thrives on negativity.
Thrives on
League
negativity.
Gunner thrives on negativity.
Right.
उसको सब रियलिस्टिक फैंस वगैरह ये सब वगैरह बोल देते हैं वाओ व्हाट अ रियलिस्टिक फैन
Right.
ही इज ही
Right.
नोज व्हाट
Right.
आर्सेनल इज अबाउट यू आर अ शो मंकी
Yep.
तुम नाच रहे
Prajal.
हो और लोग राइवल्स तुम्हें ट्यून इन करके हंस रहे हैं तुम पे दे हैव नो
Exactly.
लॉयल्टी टू यू टुमारो यू शट योर चैनल दे एंट गोना मिस यू
Exactly.
दे हैव नो
They're not.
लॉयल्टी एंड सो दैट इज इट भाई and 24-25 season ka worst outcome was fans lost respect for their own club and their
Right.
own players and the agenda started. Odegaard, is he good or is he not good? Havertz,
Mm.
is he good, is he not good? Arteta, is he good? And instead of the club में जो normal club में होता है division, I love my club, I don't love my club, this guy, that guy, whatever it is, it started with individual players. Now
Exactly.
there is a rotation of hate जो आर्सेनल फैन बेस में आ गया. सबसे पहले हेट रोटेशन में आ जाता है मिकेल आर्टेटा. Then the second person who's on the hate rotation is Gabriel Martinelli, Martin Odegaard. ठीक है, these are the scapegoats. Did Mikel Arteta fuck up something? Arteta out. No, he didn't
Right.
fuck
Right.
up. He won the game. Okay. Martinelli or Odegaard, did you F up something? नहीं. Oh, ठीक है, ठीक है. Next कौन आ सकता है? Okay, maybe this time we'll go for Mikel Merino. Mikel Merino, did you fuck up something? Noni
Right. Right.
Madueke,
Right.
Kai Havertz. It's insane, bhai.
Right. 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 But
And
और एक चीज उसमें था ना the Martinelli. So if every player, I think players accountability एक चीज होती है that the players were not actually turning up that well. Like if you see Martinelli, and I was actually analyzing numbers of Odegaard, and you tell me the reason why why that happened, right?
sorry, can you come again?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All good? हाँ
Hmm.
नहीं there was a reason, like as I was analyzing Odegaard's number as well, and उस पे percentages मैंने लगाया. 22-23 के बाद से 23-24 में his number dropped by 50%. उसके next season his numbers dropped by 75%. Why do you think this drop in Odegaard happened? और उस पे layer question है दक्ष.
Yeah.
That when Nwaneri was finally integrated to the squad, why was, and he was playing very well. I have high hopes and high ceiling for that player. When I watched that player, I was like, he needs to start games, and Arteta needs to give Odegaard rest.
Yeah.
Do you think fatigue was a big factor that Odegaard had a drop in those 2 seasons, or was it completely?
Yeah, I pretty much put it down to fatigue. Odegaard takes the most complicated position in our team, which
Right.
is build up. You will see him dropping deep and receiving the ball. He has the responsibility of making that final pass to either Saka or the striker. Okay? So he is the final creator as well. He also leads the press. So both in possession and out of possession, he has to do everything. Everything. Every phase of the game, Odegaard has to be involved.
Right.
You want to make transition, Odegaard has to make transition, bhai. You want to press, Odegaard has to press. You want to build up, Odegaard has to build up.
Odegaard has to build up. Yeah.
Okay? And I
Load
think
बहुत था.
he suffers for it. He suffers for it. Simply, he suffers for it. You cannot be switched on. As a creative player, you have to be switched on for microseconds when to release the ball, who to release the ball to, and everything. Same with the pressing. Our pressing is so intense. Our pressing is so intense
Right.
उसको ही करनी पड़ती है. He knows who to mark, how to mark. उसके बिना प्रेस नहीं चलती हमारी. I'm so sorry.
बट ये बाबा का क्वेश्चन है यहाँ पे, देखो दक्ष बोल रहे हैं
Hmm.
कि ऑडेगार्ड नीड्स टू टेक मोर रिस्क लाइक ब्रूनो बट आर्टेटा डोंट अलाउ इट. इट्स आई डोंट थिंक सो आर्टेटा वोंट अलाउ इट और सब. इट्स लाइक what's your view? What's your question? I think this is again a
He
criticism
needs to
that's
take
being.
more risks for sure. But I will tell
Hmm.
you one thing.
Right.
This is a terrible squad building situation where your
Hmm.
creative players are Odegaard and Saka,
Right.
and now
Right.
Calafiori. You can't have Odegaard was the single point of failure. अगर ओडेगार्ड नहीं है क्रिएटिविटी नहीं है और ये अभी तो
Creativity
हम
नहीं
देख ही
है.
रहे हैं
Yep. Yep.
ओडेगार्ड
Yep.
नहीं है क्रिएटिविटी नहीं है अब आप इसमें
One
एजे नहीं खिलाओगे तो आपकी गलती है बट लास्ट सीजन तो एजे नहीं था
ऐसा
तो अब
नहीं था.
किसको खिलाओगे ट्रॉसार्ड को खिलाओगे क्या करेगा ट्रॉसार्ड ही कांट डू एनी ऑफ दोस थिंग्स साका को खिलाओगे उसको तो विंग्स पे डाला हुआ है
Right.
नोनेरी को क्यों नहीं खिलाया दैट्स द मोस्ट बेस्ट क्वेश्चन बट यहाँ पे मैं कह रहा हूँ उसका जो रिस्क फैक्टर है ना अटेटा का
Right.
sometimes I tend to agree with the notion कि he is a risk averse person. ये बंदा नहीं लेता चांसेस ये नहीं लेता चांसेस बिल्कुल भी नहीं खिलाया
Right.
नोनेरी को रॉब होल्डिंग को ज्यादा टाइम करने दिया नहीं खिलाया किवियोर को
Right.
but then I'm thinking he cannot be so schizophrenic कि इस बंदे ने माइल्स लुइस केली को बर्नाबाउ पे भी खिलाने का कर दिया he was fine with 18-year-old Miles Lewis Kelly
Right. Right. Right.
to start at left back, but he's not okay with Ethan Nwaneri starting in
Hmm.
creative positions. How do you explain the same person in the same year, um, making the very wild decisions? My only rationale for that is some players at some points are physically ready to take on.
Hmm.
Like for example, his biggest example was Chido, which is why I really wanted him to stay at Arsenal, because Chido had a
Okay.
very meteoric rise.
Right.
At 14 he was playing under 16s, 14 पे he was straight up to under 16s जहाँ पे 16 olds खेलते हैं. Then at 15 he moved to under 18s.
Hmm.
He was like playing levels above, and obviously the natural step he thought was अब तो under 23 या सीधा first team है भाई, है ना?
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly why we signed him as well.
Yeah, but the problem is this physicality. The reason Chido was so good at the under 16s and the under 18s and the under 21 levels was because he is so much more physically dominant than all those kids.
Yeah. He
आप
was like
imagine,
towering them.
या आप इमेजिन करो आप 14 साल के हो आप 6'4" हो मान लो और आपको बाकी 16 साल के बच्चों के साथ जो 5'8", 5'9" उनके साथ बास्केटबॉल खिला दिया you're so much
Right.
more physically dominant than them. You will obviously be there, but now if you're now put up against grown men who are 25, 28, 30 years old with the same height as you, now you won't be able to, which
Right.
is why मेरे हिसाब से it will take time for him to physically develop, and which is why I wanted him to stay at Arsenal, because if he stayed at Arsenal there was room for him.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
not
think
as
मिलता
much,
उसको chance. हाँ.
but उसको मिलता chance, and I think he jumped the gun a little early, but that doesn't mean I will not hate. How old is he? He's 70.
17. He's
Yeah,
not even like fit
there
enough
is.
to like
I
compete
think
week
it's
in week
super
out.
weird if Arsenal fans hate a 16, 17-year-old to make a career decision in his life. If he wanted to leave, he wanted to leave. It is what
Exactly.
it is, bhai. Um, how it turns out for him is completely up to him.
Right.
But it is what it is. I can't hate a 16-year-old, man. That's kind of absurd.
No, it's
So,
different backgrounds where they come from. There's a lot of
yeah,
context
yeah,
behind
yeah,
why
yeah,
players
yeah.
make a decision to go to
For sure, for
wherever
sure.
they want to play, man.
See,
Exactly.
one of my biggest questions was why do these guys, young players, always move to Chelsea? And if you listen to a lot of their interviews, it's always about they trust Chelsea to develop them. कि उनका करियर बंद नहीं हो जाएगा, चेल्सी कुछ ना कुछ करके इनका करियर तो इधर नहीं तो कहीं और सेट कर ही देगी.
Right.
It's
Right.
one of those things.
It's one of the, exactly.
Um,
Yeah, Cristiano question है for you.
yeah. So yeah,
Hincapié. ये मेरा question भी था, like why Hincapié, Daksh?
we'll
Why?
come to Hincapié. So Odegaard ka, I think it's basically fatigue. But
Yeah.
yeah, my larger point was 24-25 was the worst season because we stagnated.
Yep.
Because you got a lot of injuries, because you got a lot of red cards, and the worst thing that possibly happened,
Right.
the fan base lost a lot of self-respect.
Right.
That sucks. Fan base ne self-respect lose kar li. That I can't believe. I hate, you know what I hate about streaming this year?
Right.
Not that I have to like engage with trolls and rivals. It's that I have to tell my own fans to believe in the team.
Hmm.
I have to tell my own fans our team is good, bhai.
वो belief lose हो रही है धीरे धीरे. I mean, I'm seeing.
नहीं बिलीफ भी यार अगर कोई अपना थोड़ा सा दिमाग भी लगाए ना
Right.
लोगों को लग रहा है हम क्या लाइक पीपल I'm not saying yesterday's game was good. We're gonna have bad games. People are pretending we're sitting in like 10th, bhai.
Hmm.
People are pretending 5 पॉइंट पीछे हो गए तो सीजन खत्म हो गए. Like
It's a long
एक मुंह से
season.
लोग लिखते हैं कि वो मेंटालिटी नहीं है टीम में, एंड देन दे गिव अप आफ्टर 5 games. व्हाट इज योर मेंटालिटी देन? भाई तुमसे तो एज अ फैन नहीं देखा जा रहा भाई.
Right.
सो
And people and Daksh,
you
people I
can
think need to understand
criticize
that this
you,
is, and United and Arsenal both had the toughest run of fixtures in the first 6 games. उसके
bro.
बाद के
Yeah.
फिक्सचर्स देखो, लिवरपूल के फिक्सचर्स आर गोना कम राइट नाउ, एंड considering that they have won 5 on the trot by winning in the last minutes of the game, by having the Midas touch जो बोलता हूँ,
Mm,
like you make your own
mm,
luck kind of thing. They made their own luck.
mhm,
Fair play to
mhm.
Liverpool, but the defensive frailties are there to see in each of those games,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that's going to be in
But
display
listen,
against Palace,
it, it
Liverpool,
it
United.
shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter 5 games into the season. Yeah, of course, your eye will be on the rivals and वो लोग क्या कर रहे हैं and everything. But for me,
Right.
what is your belief in your team? You know, the craziest tweet I saw yesterday was,
Right.
I've developed a very strong dislike for Arteta, and that's fine. You can criticize the man. You might not like him, and that's completely okay.
Right.
But I think just like just like every little evidence which is slowly revealing itself, whether it's the set
Mhm.
piece narrative, whether it's the haram ball narrative, whether it's
Right.
any narrative, people will eventually realize that
Mm.
I'm not saying that we cannot upgrade on Arteta. We can definitely upgrade on him. But the
Right.
day this guy leaves, and then there's a bump, when there's a proper bump, um, we will realize, fuck, we fucked it. We genuinely fucked
Right.
it. And I think I'll tell you why. Because
Mhm.
people have convinced themselves after listening to rivals that
Right.
second aa gaya, bhai, what a failure for your club. No club unless they're called Liverpool or Manchester City, will utter that
No
statement.
one is.
You give any club in the league that position for 3 years in a row, they will kill you
I'm
for
gonna
it.
take it. I would kill for a top four, Daksh. Kill for a consistent top four. The last consistent top four we saw was under
Bhai,
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, 22-23.
you people just want to shit talk. That's it. And I'm telling you,
Yeah, man.
अगर मजाक नहीं कर रहा, अगर हम एक प्रेम या एक यूसीएल जीत जाते हैं किसी भी तरह सीजन, the pressure fan base से lift हो जाएगा ना. That is the only
Mhm.
thing that can heal this fan base. Two things can heal this fan base:
Right.
Arteta getting sacked and winning something. That's it. Those are the only two things that will heal
कोई
this
कप
fan
जीत
base.
लो, like कप एक जीत लो.
No, 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 no.
There'll
वो
be
भी, I will tell you this right now. If we win an
right.
FA Cup, it will be downplayed. And I'll tell you right now what the headline will be: 1 billion for an
Mm.
FA Cup. That's going to be the headline. Listen, man. The day we beat City 5-1 and we were the bad guys, I realized it's never going to be it until you absolutely win the league. That's it.
Yeah. No,
Mr.
that's
Daksh will
a
eventually realize Arteta is not that manager. See, you can believe that this guy has a ceiling. 100% you
yeah.
can believe this guy has a ceiling. I will still say, watch this stream again, Hazim Bhai. From where he took over and the signings we first made to where we are right now, where, oh my God, I hate Arsenal. We are second again.
Yeah.
What the fuck, man? What are
Exactly.
we
आप लोग
doing here, man? What are
you
we
just
doing
see
here?
the whole journey. You see the whole journey, and more than Arsenal fans, you know what? Not because I'm a United fan. United fans should watch this. There's a reason why they should watch this. Is you have to trust one manager, one philosophy for few seasons. You cannot keep on sacking managers, because what will happen? You'll just accumulate players from different managers that we have been doing for the past so
Hmm.
many seasons, right?
Mm-hmm.
And मैं आपको चैट एंड सबको मैं बता रहा हूँ, like you are only seeing the surface, like the signings, right? There's a big chunk of departures that happened across all these seasons in Arsenal, like the players
Hmm.
that were not good enough to play
Bro,
for Arsenal.
Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko were our main players in 22-23. In 25-26, Zinchenko is gone from the club. 3 years. He's
Yeah,
gone
man.
from the club. Jesus is third choice striker option. This is
That's
called
so true.
squad turnaround. भाई हम कर रहे हैं. We are doing everything right. It's just gonna be about finishing at the right. Literally, that's it, man. It's just about timing. Now everything has to go right. That's basically it. अब आज नॉनी को ACL हो जाता है.
हम्म
God forbid नहीं हो.
नहीं है,
क्या
नहीं हुआ, नहीं
करोगे
हुआ
अब?
है.
बट
वही
क्या करोगे आप लोग, है ना? एंड सो आई विश आई कुड टेल यू मिहिर भाई दैट अगर आर्सेनल इतने पैसे स्पेंड करेगी तो हम जीत जाएंगे, अगर आर्सेनल ये प्लेयर खरीद लेगी तो
there's
हम
no
जीत
recipe
जाएंगे.
to it, there's
It's
no
never
guarantee.
it's never like this. There are clubs who spent more money than us and they're below us.
Yeah.
There are clubs who've bought more than us, they're below us. There are clubs who bought less than us are above us. What can you
एंड
do?
कोई
Live,
गारंटी नहीं दक्ष, एंड दक्ष कोई गारंटी नहीं है कि मैं कि अगर आज लिवरपूल या यूनाइटेड
yeah.
कार्लोस बलीबा को ले आए फॉर 100 million,
Hmm.
ऐसी कोई गारंटी नहीं है कि he's gonna work and he's gonna take you to the next level and actually
Bhai,
absolutely like world class level पे.
Liverpool just bought Chiesa and Mamardashvili.
Exactly.
That's it.
Endo
And they won the league.
worked.
And they won the league. They won the league,
Exactly.
bhai.
So
So अब क्या ही
things
मतलब
can
literally क्या ही बात करे. So
exactly
there is no straight way. I wish I could tell you Arsenal को बस 1.5 billion spend करना है and हम लीग जीत जाएंगे. नहीं होता.
right,
Unfortunately नहीं होता. There's a
right,
lot of things that you have to do right. You have to recruit well. You have to keep your players healthy. You have to
right,
sell well. You have to out tactic the right manager at the right time.
right.
ये ऐसे runs avoid करने होते हैं. There are obviously things like yesterday was such a controllable result कि आप अगर lineup अच्छा उतारते तो आप जीत सकते थे. Some
Right.
things you will F up yourself, but every team will F up, bhai.
Definitely.
Sometimes things will go in your way and it won't go your way. But there is absolutely no way that I can tell you this is what we need to do and this is the year. Like I said, man, we are this close. I always feel every year we're this close and I still feel we're this close. Frustrating लगता है, ये लगता है, but दुनिया आपकी सेकंड प्लेस आपके पैरों से खा जाएगी अगर आप उनको ऑफर करोगे. ये बोलना
Wow,
कि I
man.
will. There were people yesterday in my chat saying,
Right.
I want us to lose, so Arteta gets sacked. I was like, you don't love the club. I'm sorry.
You don't love the
How
club.
can you? I was so shocked when I read
You don't
that.
love
कि
the club.
people would not want to draw. People said I'd rather take 0 points and let him go.
This is just bullshit, man. I mean, how would you love like for
And
me when Eric Ten Hag was absolutely like completely lost not only the dressing room, the fan base as well, right?
bro, you should be happy that we didn't
Never
get
went
the
into any
maximum
game.
punishment for a bad decision we make. Those are the best things. When United के against हम खेल के जीत गए थे सिर्फ एक set piece goal पे, people were crying, फिर से हमने set piece पे मारा दक्ष भाई. I'm not happy about. Like what the fuck? Old Trafford पे तुम पहला गेम जीत गए हो सीजन का यार.
You grinded out a result, bro. मैं बता रहा हूँ
Bro,
against that performance. You and Arsenal fans, Arsenal will look back at that game at the end of 38 games that you went to Old Trafford, not being
yeah,
in your best,
yeah.
came out on top of because Old Trafford is Old Trafford. Chelsea भी हार के गई है, right?
Mhm.
City हारी है Old Trafford पे भी, so Arsenal भी हारी है Old Trafford, which is not an easy place
Old
to go
Trafford
to.
is the tough thing, bhai.
Tough man. But that's
So
before
yeah,
closing the Arsenal topic, before we quickly
yeah,
switch to
yeah.
Amorim as well,
Mhm.
where do and yet we have all saw the rebuild, like, and this is exactly the story I wanted to tell, right?
Yeah.
With this graphic and all the discussions we had,
Mm.
that exactly how you should understand a rebuild. There's
Mm.
more to it as well. I think
Yeah.
most probably Daksh will definitely make something of this. Um, where do you now? I'll ask you right now. Where do
Mm.
you draw the line in terms of like, nahi, ab ho gaya. It's time for Arteta to finally hand over this fantastic rebuild that he's done to someone else. Where do you draw the line? Where
I
do you
think
draw the line?
when we see regression in the team, when we see this guy is now taking us backwards. Now
Right.
backwards can be points total, backwards can be position, backwards can be a lot of things. If squad building doesn't improve, backwards जा रहे हैं. See,
Right.
the Cronkies aren't idiots that they will keep on spending 100 million every year, 200 million every year, whatever it is, and just let it chill. They've replaced everybody. Edu has gone. He was ass. Tim Lewis has gone this week. Tim Lewis went away. बोर्ड रीशफल हो गया है. हम हमेशा सीईओ चेंज कर रहे हैं. भाई हम बहुत सारी चीजें चेंज करते रहते हैं. एडू को हमने निकाल दिया. Whatever it is, they are constantly changing.
Right.
But for some reason, I don't know what the reason is. Your guess is as good as mine. They trust this guy with their life, with their
Right.
money. And listen, man. Arteta, when will he leave? Everyone will have their own answer. For people, this is it. This is it done. For me, there are always two
Right.
conditions for Arteta to leave. Is there a manager available who can work with the squad and at
Right.
least maintain this level for another year? And then we can give him this team and do it. There's no point getting a manager, falling out of top four, because it's a competitive league, man. I'm sorry,
Exactly.
it's a very competitive
It's
league,
a
bro.
result based league and it's brutal in the Premier League, man.
ब्रो
Like,
आपने अगर फक अप कर दिया, आप अब पहले होता था अगर आपने फक अप कर दिया फोर्थ से सिक्स्थ गिर जाओगे, अब
right,
आपने फक अप कर दिया, आप सीधा 10th पे आओगे.
right.
इट्स एंड आप ड्रॉप इन रेवेन्यू नहीं कर सकते. आई एम सो सॉरी, यू कांट
Exactly.
एक्सपेक्ट
It's
अ
a
ड्रॉप
and
इन
drop it
रेवेन्यू.
exactly. It's and people forget that qualifying for top four means that when you are in the Champions League, you earn 100 million by default. Then it's 8 million per match day revenue.
या
Plus, if you progress to the next stages, you gain another 50 million. Plus,
बहुत सारे यार, you earn a lot of money in the Champions League. The higher you finish, you earn 3 million per match
it's
and
insane
whatever
amount
it
of
is
money.
per position. It's crazy good money. But here is the thing for me.
Right,
If there's an upgradable, if there's a very good manager,
right,
people say Zidane, if he's willing to take management, I'm not aware. Fair enough.
mm-hmm. Right,
If there is Simone Inzaghi, if he says Mera ho gaya Saudi mein, I want to come, fair
right,
enough. If
right,
there are people like Nagelsmann who says I want to manage now in the club football again, fair enough. I hear Iraola, good manager, but you're taking
right,
a sideways move भाई.
right,
आपने एक
right, right,
नया मैनेजर को दे दिया, fresh idea. अगर आपको नई चीज चाहिए, you want a breath of fresh air, completely understand. It's a risk.
right.
Maybe my risk appetite isn't that much. For me, it
Mm-hmm.
has to be a clear upgrade. पहले I was much more hesitant on getting rid of Arteta because I was like, he's squeezing out every last drop of juice from this team. And अगर ये
Ah,
चला गया, हमें इस टीम के actual deficiencies दिखने लग जाएंगे. इसलिए मैं नहीं जाना था. अब मैं ज्यादा कंफर्टेबल हूँ बिकॉज आई फील हमारे पास अब इतना बड़ा स्क्वाड है, इतना अच्छा स्क्वाड है.
stacked squad is time पे.
इट्स अ
Every
स्टैक स्क्वाड.
backup for every position.
Any manager can turn it into whatever, but has
Yeah,
to be a good manager who will
that's
get us
true,
over
so
the
true.
line.
Like
See,
at least
I,
defensive.
yeah,
Yeah, bolo.
मैं कह रहा था, I'll tell you one thing. It's very
Hmm.
unfair when you sign a player or when you sign a manager to say, I'm signing you to win the league, by the way.
Hmm.
First of all, nobody makes a signing not to do that. And second, it's a very unfair ask to get somebody to say, please win me the league. Please win
Hmm.
me the league. Because it's that's not how it works. I'm
Uh,
sorry. That's not how. Slot को लिवरपूल ने खरीदा था टू विन द लीग, ही वन द लीग.
he
बट
won the
आपको क्या
league.
लगता है बाकी टीम से नहीं खरीदा? एंज को नहीं खरीदा था टू विन द लीग, या फिर
Amorim को
एमरिम या
rebuild के
टेन
लिए, हाँ.
हाग या फिर मरेस्का या पॉटर या पोचेटिनो या व्हाटएवर. एवरीवन वाज बॉट फॉर द सेम ऑब्जेक्टिव मेरे भाई बहनों. And
Exactly.
so to say, I to want a manager who wins us the league. Congrats. This is basic pitch for literally everyone, bhai.
That's how why you sign a manager in the first place for a top team. That's
Yeah.
bare minimum, bhai.
So
That's
ये कुछ यूनिक एक्सपेक्टेशन नहीं है. ये मेरी एक्सपेक्टेशन कम नहीं है कि मैं नहीं चाहता आर्टेटा.
right.
I just want him to stay. लीग मत जीत भाई. I want him to win the league. But the
Hmm.
question will always be a division.
Right.
Does he win the league or does somebody else win the league? And that is
Right.
something
Right.
we not know. Well, we will not know, basically. Arsenal trusted the process, but process did not trust the Arsenal. Um, depends on how you see it, man. Like if it's
Why?
all going to be about what do you have to show for all of this, yeah, you're right. Then 100% we didn't do it. But like I said, footworks, bhai. If you've been watching football for more than 4 years, I promise you didn't even consider Arsenal. I promise
No
you, if
one.
I ask you to name the squad from 4 years ago, you wouldn't even know who to name. And the reason that we are in the consciousness of everyone now, that everyone knows the players we have, the reason we get to players like Rodrigo in the summer, we sign Gyökeres in the summer, we sign Eze in the summer, we sign the world class. आपने अगर ऐश के ग्राफिक्स देखे होंगे, आपने लेवल ऑफ प्लेयर्स देखा कैसे प्रोग्रेस किया है.
Numbers
रैंडम
भी
फ्री
change हुए
पीपल.
काफी.
हाँ, रैंडम फ्री पीपल. एक थॉमस पार्टे, एक गैब्रियल. फिर यंग बच्चों पे हमने पैसे डाले. फिर एक
Right.
डेक्लन राइस आया. अब एक स्टैक्ड स्क्वाड आ गया आफ्टर अ बैड विंडो.
Plus three
That's
youngsters
essentially it.
integrated into the squad already. Dauman, Nwaneri, and आपके
Yeah,
ये हो गया Miles Levis Skelly already.
yeah.
हो गया. तो
Now, Billo bhai keh rahe hain, for example, I
that's
really
where
like this
I think.
example.
Hmm.
Yeah, one last thing. I really
हाँ.
like this example which people give to me, which is like, देखो बारसा ने भी तो जावी अच्छा मैनेजर था, बट उसको
वही
सैक
वही.
करके हांसी फ्लिक को ले लिया, तो आपको रिस्क लेना चाहिए. What Barca fans forget is when with the unfortunate passing of Tito Villanova, when you started
Yes.
trusting Kike Setien, Tata Martino, Ernesto, you've
Ernesto
had
भाई.
mixed successes, but none of these guys stuck around until Javi came. And so, yes, Javi to Hansi Flick, great risk. But what about Kike Setien? What about Tata Martino? Jordi Rura? Same with Real Madrid. They had the Mourinhos and now they look like Xabi के साथ अच्छा है. Ancelotti भी बहुत अच्छा manager था. What about Julian Lopetegui? What about Solari? So you can pick and choose good examples always. But you forget the bad examples.
Exactly.
Ten Hag came with such a good reputation at Manchester United.
What a reputation. The football that Ten Hag played, not only in Ajax, in the Champions League as well. Very good brand of football. Real Madrid को पछाड़ के रख दिया उन लोगों ने that season when they went to the semis as well. Top football.
Yeah.
Top football.
It was, and he had great players and वो बस था कि Ajax style of football खिलाने आ रहा है वो Manchester United में Erik ten Hag. Same with Ruben Amorim. Sporting को एक dormant giant से वापस बना दिया top of the Portuguese pyramid पे. That's it. Both people come with good reputations, but sometimes reputations don't really translate. United, I'll give you the best example of bad risk taking. Tottenham Hotspur had Pochettino, who was a project manager. Peak कर गया, हो गया इसका काम. Sacked him. Got a proven winner in Jose Mourinho. Sacked him. Got another project manager in Nuno Santos. Sacked him.
Insane decision.
Got another proven manager in Antonio Conte. Sacked him. Got another project manager in Ange Postecoglou. Sacked him. Now got another project manager in Thomas Frank. Ange Postecoglou was the first Spurs manager in 5 Spurs managers to complete one full season at Spurs. Spurs ने सब ट्राई किया. प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर किया, फिर प्रूवन विनर पे चले गए. फिर प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर किया, फिर प्रूवन मैनेजर पे चले गए. फिर प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर पे किया, फिर प्रूवन विनर पे चले गए. And that is it. So there is no recipe. Everyone thinks they know ab peak ho gaya hai, or they know ab late ho gaya, or whatever it is. There is no right way. There is no right way. Spurs did it. Everyone thought they peaked with हम Son and Kane को waste कर रहे हैं. Poch का हो गया भाई. Pochettino is done भाई. Poch ने waste कर दिया. Poch ने हमें जितना खींच सकता था second तक ले गया. अब लीग तो जीतने तो Mourinho जैसा मैनेजर चाहिए.
Mourinho now even United fans are like Mourinho को वापस ले आओ, Ole को वापस ले आओ. It's revisionism. It's done. They didn't work out. Just leave.
The only time a manager should be sacked is if he's lost the fans, if he's lost the players, and he's dragging you down over and over again. Down matlab second nahi se third nahi. Down matlab this is unacceptable levels of football we are playing. That's it.
Already ये बोल रहे हैं कि so may I just put more proven winners like Mourinho to now Amorim, but no one questions about players and owners. Exactly, players accountability पे भी कोई बात नहीं आती, right? And this is where I'm going to switch to United, Daksh. And I want to get your perspective of Man United. Fantastic. First of all, top tier insights by Daksh, first of all. And जो like भाई stream जो देख रहे हैं भाई, first of all like the stream. And also if you haven't subscribed to Daksh channel, obviously you must have. You should subscribe to Daksh's channel as well. United, man. United. And I want to show this, right? 31. It's a single graphic. Uski baad we'll just flow में बात करेंगे about Amorim, and I want to know your thoughts on where Amorim is going right now. Right?
Yeah.
And I want to show this. Like 7 wins last season in the Premier League only came against these teams. 2-0 Villa, 3-0 Leicester, 3-2 Ipswich. Fulham 1-0 Saints, City and Everton. These are the only wins that we got. The rest. And in each of those wins, Daksh, United weren't even half convincing in each of those games. Apart from the Villa game, where you actually saw Amorim ball actually come into play.
Last game of the season था ना वो तो?
हाँ, last game of the season था, where we absolutely played the football that we were supposed to, that Amorim was supposed to play, and उसपे सारे JLA वगैरह board ने tactic board निकाला, and everyone was like, yo, this is Amorim ball. But guys, Daksh, before and this is where I want to ask the question to you right now. From a neutral perspective, from a rival perspective, right? Where do you see this Amorim project going right now? I mean, do you see some similarities in terms of what it was happening under Arteta? like the inconsistencies, or you see it's even worse that there's this philosophy is not working? What's going
Mm.
on? Like, what's your POV on this Amorim situation? And then you can ask me questions as well on that if you want.
Yeah. See, for me, here's the thing. Look, I am all for managers sticking by their principles. In fact, that's what we did. Initially, when Arteta came, he had 2 games of 4-2-3-1. Realized ये team तो नहीं कर पाएगी 4-2-3-1. So he went to a 3-4-3, which we won
Right.
the FA Cup in his first half season. Then he wanted to play a 4-2-3-1. He was like, तो मैं 4-2-3-1 खिलाऊंगा. So I'm going to buy the players for the 4-2-3-1.
Yep.
खिलाया, ठीक है, 8th फिनिश कर गए. बट एक चीज उस 4-2-3-1 में दिख रही थी, समझ आ गया था. मतलब पिटेंगे काफी टाइम्स. वो जो रन तुमने दिखाया था, वो भी हो रहा था हमारे साथ.
Right.
एंड बहुत ज़्यादा प्रेशर भी आया था, बट एक स्टाइल ऑफ प्ले था जिसपे मैं हैंग ऑन कर सकता था. मेरे को एक कंसिस्टेंट 2 चीज़ें होती थी. मेरे को पता था
Philosophy.
आर्सेनल का लाइनअप क्या है, और मुझे पता था आर्सेनल खेलने के वाली कैसे है. अभी मुझे यूनाइटेड का, आई टेल यू द पीपल आई नो 100% विल प्ले. बायंदीर, कुनिया, अम्बोमो,
Right.
Bruno. That's it. I don't know Ahmad will play. Maybe he will or maybe he won't. I don't know Mount will play. Maybe he will, maybe he won't when he's free. I don't know Sesko. I don't know Mazraoui. Maybe after his performance he will play.
Mazraoui is
Euro, if
much more
he's
dependable. Yeah. Yeah.
Euro will play. Now Delict is probably going to be in that consciousness as well. But
Right.
मेरे को यूनाइटेड का अभी यही लगता है, अभी स्क्वाड सेटल नहीं है in terms of what is Amarim's preferred 11. If you're playing one game a season,
Right.
you should have a preferred 11.
Preferred
And that
11.
preferred 11 should get the maximum amount of minutes in the pitch so you can see what they need to improve every game.
एक सिंक बनेगा, एक केमिस्ट्री बनेगी
Yeah.
स्क्वाड में.
For example, God forbid, but agar Mason Mount isn't available, you should give Sesko every waking minute of the
Exactly.
season. Every waking minute Sesko should be at the number 9 position. अगर आपने सेस्को का पहला गेम देखा और अगर आपने सेस्को का लास्ट गेम देखा, जमीन आसमान का फर्क है.
Yeah. Absolutely.
His receiving, his अभी flick on किया था उसने Chelsea against, his timing, his understanding of what contact is, what physicality is and everything, perfect.
Yep. Yep.
Mboma and Cunha के साथ आपको शायद से उतना नहीं करना पड़ेगा because they have the understanding of the league. It's just a question of can they understand the manager. Mboma looks
Manager.
a lot more sharper. उसको पता है
Sharp.
कब spaces करनी है, ये सब करना है, all those things. But
Cunha and Mbumo doesn't look like they looked solid signings. It's evident that they're gonna work no
yeah,
matter what. Yeah.
for me, United का the only thing is, do you see consistency or not? I see consistency, but in a negative sense, which is how United build up. I don't like it.
Absolutely, man. It's like, I'll tell you the pattern, right, Daksh? It's like back 5 में अपने आप पे pass करो, and then it's a ping pass or a long pass that has very low success rate to the wings, right?
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
cohesion, and there's
Hmm.
and Daksh, the question to you right now is why Amorim right now is so stubborn on playing Bruno Fernandes in the pivot. It's just tactically, to me, this looks insane because I'll tell you example. You know the Fulham game, if you watch closely that Fulham game, right? You know, we had a fantastic first half, Daksh. Fantastic first half. Link up play was top tier. We were like, we missed a penalty. Bars pe lage shots. Flick balls aa rahi thi. There was sync between the players. It was going so well, right? He had 52 minutes. He takes off Casemiro. And what the expected substitution should have been. Maybe an Ugarte or a Menu, let's say. It wasn't. We had Mount and Bruno Fernandes playing in the pivot. Now this is where like now बहुत narratives आती है कि why Amorim is like Amorim should adapt. It's the adaptability, Daksh. I don't think so. It's about changing the back 3 into a back 4. It's about sometimes making those in-game decisions. What do you think? I mean, why is this obsession of Bruno in the pivot is so adamant that he's going to continue this way?
I think he believes that the players that United have for the pivot role are all of them are unsuitable. I think max to max उसको हर एक pivot player से 6.56 दिखता है और उसको ब्रूनो से दिखता है कि ब्रूनो is not the perfect pivot player but वो मेरे को 7.5 दे देगा. It's like that essentially. अगर उसको आप अच्छा सा एक प्लेयर दो जो पिवट में खेलने के लिए बना हुआ है, मैं तो ये भी नहीं कह रहा कि आप उसको बलीबा ला के दो. मैं कहता हूँ उसके पास ह्यूलमैन भी होता, he would play Hewlman because he's a better pivot player. ठीक है, that's what I personally feel, that Bruno is only playing there because nobody else can do it as good as Bruno. Bruno will also make mistakes, but he'll make less mistakes than what he trusts Kobe Minu to make or maybe
Yep.
Ugarte to make. He trusts Casemiro and he trusts Bruno to make lesser mistakes compared to the other player. That's what
Right.
I feel. Abhi United ka, I will still tell you, it's going to be, I think my
Long
perspective,
season.
it's going to be fine because I see glimpses. बीच बीच में
Yep.
दिखते कि यूनाइटेड के
Of
पहले
course. Of
15 मिनट
course.
बड़े मस्त होते हैं. फर्स्ट 15 मिनट्स ऑफ
बेहतरीन है.
यूनाइटेड इज द बेस्ट थिंग टू वॉच. फिर ठप. Then saw.
कंसिस्टेंसी वो इंटेंसिटी मैच नहीं कर पाते. एंड यू नो व्हाट, मोर देन दैट इंटेंसिटी दैट्स इट्स अबाउट आई थिंक इन गेम आईक्यू, in match awareness, game awareness. You if you saw that that
Hmm.
goal Chelsea scored.
Hmm.
Jab Reece James was absolutely making runs. No one was tracking that defensive awareness that you are 80 minutes, 75 or
Yeah.
80 minutes down. You should
Yeah.
be tracking the most creative players because if you see
Mhm.
Chelsea subbed off आपके Neto,
नेटो
Estevao.
को
So
हटा
they
दिया, इस्तेवा को हटा दिया. Yeah.
right. So
Mhm.
so Reece James was the only creative outlet that there was, and
Hmm.
उसी को ही मार्क नहीं किया जा रहा था. So it
Because
all
I
comes
think
down to
United का plan was सेंटर
Hmm.
को कचुम्बर बना, like just
just
ठूस लो जितने
compact
प्लेयर
like
सेंटर में रख
हाँ
सकते हो.
हाँ
Keep them as away from the goal as possible. See, corners and crosses are statistically one of the least way of scorings unless you're working out really well या फिर low cross जैसे City करती थी
right
अपने peak में. Why?
right
You will not have all your attackers in the box. One person is delivering. Maybe at best 4 attackers are in the box. Okay, 4 attackers. Let's say एक डिफेंडिंग टीम है 9 डिफेंडर्स के साथ प्लस एक गोलकीपर जो अपने हाथ यूज कर सकता है. द क्रॉस हैज टू
right
बी परफेक्ट. It has to be the first man. It doesn't have to be under hit. It doesn't have to be over hit. It doesn't have to go out of play. It doesn't have to be in the keeper's hand. It has to
right
land perfectly in somebody's head. And so, by clear margins of probability, it is the best thing to do is stay compact, stay
stay
narrow,
compact
make them do low probability things. Either make them shoot
right
from outside or make them do cross and inshallah. This is what
yeah
City
yeah
was doing yesterday, by the way. That 5-4 run that
absolutely.
City was playing. Why? Because
They
they
just
don't want us
gave
in the
Arsenal
middle.
the ball
बॉल रखो, बीच में मत आना, साइड से तुम्हें जो करना है करो. And
right
एक moment पे they were slow getting back into position, and that's it. So
yeah
I think United will be fine simply because
mm-hmm.
they know how to play. They just can't sustain it for a long time.
sustain it for
अभी
long enough
15
नहीं ले
मिनट है,
सकते
धीरे धीरे ओवर द सीजन 45 मिनट्स होगा, एक दो गेम्स में 60 to 80 भी खिंच जाएगा. बट अभी
ये सेम
यूनाइटेड को
सिचुएशन
बीट करना.
लिवरपूल क्लॉप की लिवरपूल के साथ भी हुई थी राइट व्हेन क्लॉप लिवरपूल
हमारे
प्लेड
साथ भी हुई थी भाई. हम भी खेलने की कोशिश करते थे. तो प्रॉब्लम वाज, आपको अगर बिल्डअप फ्रॉम द बैक करना है तो आपके पास पहले बर्न लेना होता था. हमारे पास डेविड लुइस होता था, सोक्राटिस
राइट
होता
राइट
था.
राइट
हाउ आर यू बिल्डिंग अप विद दीज
Socrates
फूल्स मैन?
Socrates
How are you
man I
building up from
remember
the back with Socrates and David Luiz and Bernd Leno? And these guys are not meant for it. These guys are
yeah
old school centre backs. Clear karo, maro, whatever it is. Chalo, David
yeah
Luiz ka passing to thi. Now we build up with David Raya, fantastic on the ball. Saliba, fantastic on the ball. Gabriel, fantastic on the ball. Timber, Calafiori,
you're
Zubimendi.
secure
That's
उस
it.
हिसाब से very secure they're
Huh.
not going to lose the ball they're going to not make rookie mistakes just giving the
Yeah,
ball away and
and
stuff
this is just going to be there. I'm sorry. Like, aapke kuch players are not going to stay. They are not going to be
no
part of this
no
club's future. That's the reality of it. So a lot of things that you're
who
doing,
are
you're
they? Who
putting
are
in
they
place
right
the
now? Who are
blueprint.
like who's the like a prime top 3 list, top 4 list? Man, they're gone, like right away gone. या किसी में आपको दिख रहा है कि they have some spark.
Yeah,
Like Dallo, I want gone, bro. Like Diogo Dallo, I want gone. He's nowhere near good enough to play
he'll
for United.
stay.
Or do you
He'll
have a
stay.
different opinion on Diogo Dallo? Because a lot of
I
United
don't
fans
like
love
him.
him.
I don't. Like I said, it's not a thing. I want him to stay because he's such a great football player. I think it's just a question of he's a young, unique skill set wala player. Nobody in your backline is capable of long range bangers.
Right,
Nobody in
right,
your backline is capable of playing both flanks.
right,
Nobody, and to a decent degree also, by the way. Well,
right.
yeah, you're not going to win you in the league or anything, but he's your Swiss knife sort of player.
Yeah.
Usually remains injury free, so he's available most of the time. And that's it. So yeah, I mean, eventually he will also go, but
He'll also
he's
go.
not going to be on the top of that list. Casemiro, मेरे हिसाब से, is going to
Casemiro.
move. Um,
Contract
I
extension नहीं
think,
देंगे उसको.
yeah,
नहीं भी
I
देना
think
चाहिए.
Ugarte needs to move. I personally think Ugarte needs to move.
Yeah, yeah. That was one of
Because
my
I don't
questions
think he'll
actually.
fit. I don't think he'll fit in the Prem. Um, and I think और
Amartya
बचे भी
करके
कौन है?
हैं.
बाकी तो तुमने निकाल ही दिए सारे.
What's बच्चा, हाँ प्लेयर अवेलेबल. लूक शॉ है. लूक शॉ को बेचना इज ऑल गोना बी डिपेंडेंट ऑन वेदर ही स्टेज फिट, राइट.
आई थिंक
एंड
लिजांड्रो का भी यही है. लिजांड्रो का भी इट्स
मेरा भी
ऑल
वही
अबाउट
है.
हाउ
एंड
stays he fit, how long he stays fit.
Daksh, and and this is a very unpopular opinion that I have, and I face a lot of hate because of this, right? I say that we should be actually looking to sell Lisandro Martinez because he's
See,
not proven his
yeah,
fitness for
it's
us
it's always
time
going
and
to
time
be an
again.
unpopular opinion because Lisandro Martinez does one thing that every fan requires at the very basic level of a player, which is play for the badge. Simple सी बात तो यही है. Play for the bloody
Right, right.
badge, man. Um, but I sort of also understand why you're saying it. And अगर Lisandro मेरा player होता तो मैं भी कहता. जैसे it's the same reason why I also think Odegaard will eventually be upgraded. And I
Hmm.
also think eventually one of Ben White or Timber will get upgraded. And it's the
Right, right.
simple reason that football in the Premier League is becoming more pace and power and physicality.
Yeah,
That's
it's
it.
athleticism. It's athleticism
If
right
you're
now.
not athletically competitive, you will lose out, man. I'm sorry. It's not going to work. You're going to get
Not
shoved
gonna
off
make
the
out. You
ball.
don't
It's
have the
just,
legs. Yeah.
yeah. Ugarte मेरे को अच्छा player लगता है, but it's the simple thing is this. He does a lot of intense things in a very short burst. Matlab, he'll win the ball if the ball is loose near him. If
Near
you
him.
ask him to cover space, he's gone.
He's
He
gone.
has
नहीं कर
the
पाएगा.
intensity of a South American defender, but he does not have uski, I I just jokingly say uski टांगे छोटी पड़ जाती हैं. What he wants to do and what his legs are capable of doing is two very
उसमें
different
जमीन
things.
आसमान का फर्क है.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is, and for same with Lisandro. I think I love Lisandro. He was coming to Arsenal pehle, before we got
Yeah,
Timber.
I know
Because,
exactly. He was coming to Arsenal.
yeah. But Ten Hag ने उसको convince कर दिया तो fair play भाई. Um, but that's the thing. Even when he was coming to Arsenal, he was going to be a left back, not a center
Yep.
back for us.
Yeah, exactly. And exactly this Pranjal, this comment, exactly. A serious club would actually be looking to sell Lisandro because we need more fitter defenders. And this is exactly the reason we suffered injuries, Daksh. Like those
Mm.
seasons under Ten Hag.
Oh
It
yeah.
completely
I
we
remember.
completely we are injury ridden. Plus Eric Ten Hag was very, very, adamant on the style he wanted to play. But that's exactly the paradox, right?
Mhm.
उसके पहले सीजन दक्ष एरिक टेनाग played uska tactics and absolutely got annihilated by Brentford, right? Annihilated, right?
4-0 था ना?
Suddenly after two, 3 games, he completely adapted. Third finish की अपन,
Yeah.
right? Won us a trophy. Then suddenly उसने change करके now मैं Ajax football खेलूंगा. पूरी squad खुल गई,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So no tactics have a guarantee right now. And I have a second question, like switching from Ugarte, I got to know, okay, Ugarte is not. I think I also feel the same way. I think United fans are just fantasizing the Ugarte that he could have been the great center defensive midfielder that we wanted, but it's not gonna happen.
You
Another
can get
fantasization.
better players to play that
Yeah.
role is basically. You can keep him. It's just
Yeah.
there's only going to be limited stuff that you get from. Like for example, I don't expect Ekitike things from Gyökeres. He's not that player.
He's not that player,
To
exactly.
maximize Gyökeres, you need to get him in a position where he's 1v1 the keeper and he'll smash it. वहाँ पे ठीक है.
Right.
Space उसको निकालो, space उसके लिए generate करो. It's the same I feel with Ugarte, that I think Ugarte में अगर he's playing in a compact sort of midfield जहाँ पे दो चीजें होनी चाहिए. Either you're like completely ball dominant, मतलब आप 80%, 60%, 70% possession रख रहे हो, फिर तो he won't barely get exposed. Or
Right.
you're playing like a 4-3-3 जहाँ पे तीनों midfielder बड़े पास खेलते हैं. That sort of situation. That's what I feel.
Right. Now the second piece of this question, right? I mean, आपके पास और कितना minute है दक्ष? How much minutes you have?
I'd say 15, I'd say.
Great, awesome. Sounds good, bhai. Yeah, thank you so much for staying this long, bhai.
No
Fantastic
problem, brother. I
conversation
love
going on
talking.
with.
See, this is what I say. I love talking about Arsenal, and so I can talk about Arsenal for ages. What I can't do is like talk internet narratives. That's what I hate. उसके लिए तो मेरे पास एक घंटे की भी energy नहीं है. But if it's
Exactly.
generally
And this
talking
is
about
exactly what
Arsenal
I
and
want.
football, that's basically I can do it for the entire day if I want to.
Yeah. And this is exactly what I wanted to have you on this channel as well, to give the perspective of an Arsenal rebuild. I wanted to have a nice holistic conversation of football because बहुत rage bait narratives में हम भूल जाते हैं कि why we love football in the first place, right?
Yeah, that's something that's very sad that's happened.
Right.
But yeah.
Right.
With Lisandro, as somebody has said, yeah, it's just a thing. It's a question of, okay, if you want to keep Lisandro, then
Right.
there has to be a drop off point when, let's say, United become a regular top 5 team. Then you have
तब
to
तो
move
करना
on
ही
because
पड़ेगा.
top
You
5
have to
से
move on.
graduate करने के लिए you now have to start competing with
Step it
more
up.
physical strikers.
Yes.
I'm
Right.
not even saying the Haalands and all, क्योंकि Haalands तो भाई Gabriel Saliba को भी cook कर देता है. But we're talking about the Ekitikes, the Isaks,
Isaacs,
maybe
the
eventually
Gyökereses. Yeah.
Voltemards.
Yeah.
अब तो आप लोगों ने खैर ले लिए हैं Cunha and Mbeumo, but players like that, the Visas, you have to like get players that can absolutely fix them वहाँ पे.
Right.
तो
Right. Right.
yeah, there has to be a drop off point for Lisandro, which is why I feel
Now
eventually he'll be
the
upgraded.
next, now next question I'll add is this Amad Diallo situation with Man United.
Oh
I mean,
man,
you've
yeah.
seen Amad Diallo, and I say this Daksh to a lot of United fans कि आप जब तक अमाद डियालो के रील्स बार बार देखते रहोगे ना, आपको लगेगा कि ही इज द बेस्ट प्लेयर इन द वर्ल्ड,
Mm-hmm.
राइट. We need to actually like come to terms to the fact कि Amad Diallo has still a lot to learn as a player
Mm-hmm.
in terms of IQ and physicality. Now
Yeah.
he's slotted into a right wing back when he's actually a winger. Should he actually play right wing back at Man United? I feel no, we should actually go for a more attacking right wing back and give Amad Diallo to be the understudy to Mbeumo this season at least. What is your POV on
Yeah,
Amad Diallo? Where this is going?
I've always felt that Ahmad should be as close to the goal as possible. But like I said, I think
Hmm.
the limited number of profiles you have now in the squad necessitates that rather than having three players who can play in a 9 on 10 level at a particular position and the rest are at 5 and 6s,
Right,
it's better to have sevens all over the pitch.
right.
Um,
Absolutely.
I don't think. I think Mazraoui now can be that right wing back, although उसको starting में center back की तरह भी use किया था.
Right centre back. Right centre back. He
Right
has been
centre
used as
back.
right centre back.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
See, if Euro, Heaven, Delict,
Hmm.
Maguire, Shaw, if these five people can stay fit enough for one game a
Right.
week, they'll take the centre back positions.
Hmm.
Then, if Mazraoui can stay fit, which he can't sometimes,
Which he can't.
वो right
Let's
wing
be.
back ले सकता है. द
Hmm.
प्रॉब्लम इज जो अप एंड डाउन चाहिए होता है ना अमरिम के सिस्टम में बार 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 कि आपको बैक फाइव भी कॉम्पैक्ट रखना है और आपके
वो
मोस्ट
intensity
क्रिएटिव
maintain नहीं
प्ले
करना.
आपके विंग से ही आएगा. उसके लिए अमाद डियालो इज अनफॉर्चुनेटली द ओनली वन. He
Only
can
one.
be a very potent threat in attack, but he's athletic enough to keep up with pacey wingers in defense.
Right.
Diego Dallo can do the keep up with pacey wingers in defense. He cannot create for shit in attack. बहुत मुश्किल से कभी कभी कर सकता है, but
Even
usually नहीं
defensively,
करेगा.
his IQ is very low. I mean, his box defending is
Yeah,
very poor.
yeah, oh, for sure. So
Game awareness
Amad
is
Amad
zero.
Diallo sort of gives you a decent bit of both worlds. कि like
Right.
ठीक है, एटलीस्ट पेसी विंगर के साथ पकड़ के उसको हरास कर देगा इतना लंबा कि जब तक एक और डिफेंडर रहेगा तब तक उसको रोक लेंगे.
Right.
और
Right. Right.
अटैक में ही इज एब्सोल्युटली सुपर. आई रिमेंबर रीडिंग अ स्टैट लास्ट सीजन व्हेन ही गॉट इंजर्ड बिफोर ही गॉट इंजर्ड. 36% of all United goals had the hand of Amad Diallo into
Amad
it.
Diallo. Yep.
I still feel his future is closer to goal. Now, whether that's a right attacking midfielder or whatever, I don't know.
Right.
Um, but it's definitely closer to goal. The reason I hesitate to say right attacking midfielder is because I feel there's so many players. I think Mbeumo can play there. I think
Yeah.
Bruno should play there.
अगर आप
I
विंगर्स
think,
को खिला ही रहे हो उस पोजीशन पे तो why not Mbeumo? More physicality, more tenacity,
yeah.
right?
Mbeumo can play. Bruno can play. I honestly feel Kobe can also play. To be honest, closer to goal. I think that's where he does his best work. I see his goals. By the guy is a beast around the goal.
Yeah, he's very like उसकी ball close control is so good, right?
Yeah. And
Top
so
tier भाई.
you have so many tens. Cunha भी है उसमें, Mount भी है उसमें. Somebody will have to leave. Like somebody will have to play somewhere else, and that's what I feel. So
Right.
simple सी बात तो यही है यार. I just feel Amad Diallo is just playing in that right wing back position because you have better people at 10 that Amorim
Right.
feels, and nobody can do what Amad does at right wing back right now.
Right.
If Mazraoui is fit, you don't know. You'll see. But yeah, how old is Amad right now?
Ahmad is 22 right now. Not that old. 22,
Bro,
23.
22 is nothing, man.
Nothing. And मैं ये बोलता हूँ हमेशा तक like not every player needs to have a ceiling like or a starting point like the Rashfords, the Lamines, you know, even the Mastantuanos. Like some players peak 25, 26 pe. Like
Yeah.
I've seen so many players actually peaking at that 25 age, right? That actually can fit in any system, right? Which
Mm-hmm.
that comes to me in the second question around Amorim, right? The
Mm-hmm.
stubbornness and the adamant nature of Ruben Amorim, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why were Thomas Frank, and fantastic job he's doing at Spurs, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
taking over a
Mm-hmm.
squad and building
Yeah.
something with it. Why were Thomas Frank and Moyes able to adapt at Everton and not Amorim? Because of stubborn tactics, or you think there's the players are absolutely there needs to be more accountability on the players than the Amorim system
It's a
actually?
mix of a lot of things. See,
Hmm.
for one, I think Moyes is so used to English football, it's fine, and it's same with Everton
He
का
knows the
core भी
ethos.
देखोगे,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's a pretty stable core. For Spurs, yeah, it's caught me a bit off guard, ki like Frank, but that's I just put it down to Frank brilliance. He just does the basics very very well. But I'll tell you one thing about why United, yeah, why not Amorim. There is a Bruno Fernandes interview, and I refer to this interview a lot of times when talking about Amorim, where Bruno Fernandes was basically telling this interviewer, ki like, I was talking to Amorim, and he said, ki like, oh, even the smaller teams here are like really really good, like they can beat you, like they can still beat you.
Yep.
And Bruno said, yeah, I told him, yeah, my friend, what did you think? This is going to be easy. It's the Premier League. It's very, very tough. और उसने बोले interview को. So I think he was a bit shocked by the quality of the league. And I think that is an indicative. I thought he felt that the size and the
Hmm.
quality of the players that Manchester United have, उससे क्या होगा? Small teams को तो bully कर सकते हैं.
Right.
Small teams तो निपट जाएंगी. ये बड़ी teams हैं, I'll try and out tactic them, which is sort of why you also see Amorim perform so well against big teams, against Arsenal, against
Exactly,
City,
exactly, exactly,
against Chelsea,
exactly.
है ना?
If you see those wins they've come with, like against Chelsea, City, हो गए, even in the Europa
He
leagues against the high
always
pressure.
manages to square up against the big teams,
Right.
especially at home. But I feel he came up with this impression that United का size, this club का size इतना बड़ा है. Obviously एक disparity in quality होगी between us and
The
फलाना
other
ढमकाना.
teams.
But
Reality check मिला
his
उसको
first
जबरदस्त.
game Ipswich 2-2 था,
1-1, 1-1.
1-1 था. First game Ipswich के against. That's it. I think he came with the impression it's going to be easier than he
And
anticipated,
that's
and now I think he's sort of realizing, oh, it's a tough league, man. It's a
absolutely,
ruthless league,
absolutely.
bro. हर जगह आपको हार मिल सकती है.
Hmm.
You won against Chelsea 1 week,
Right.
spirits are high. You can go against Brentford and भैंचो Django उतारा आपके against भाग रहे हैं और
Django
गोल मार
Tara
रहे हैं.
Marga. Seriously, man. It's like
कुछ भी हो
no.
सकता है.
I have said this time and time again that no team, at least this season in the Premier League, is gonna have it easy. Every team
Yeah,
is
oh,
stacked
for
in
sure, for sure.
transfers, physically well. And people need to realize कि जो bottom tier teams होते हैं, with all due respect to let's say La Liga, Syria हो गए, आपके Bundesliga, they don't have that revenue stream the Premier League promoted teams have. Look at the transfer window of Sunderland,
Yeah.
right? Top tier transfer window, right? They are well stacked to actually stay in the league, right? So yeah, man, it's and before we go jump from Amorim quickly to Maresca, like I know you have not much time, so we'll quickly
Mhm.
jump in. Where do you see a sack incoming for Amorim? I don't think so. Do you see that? Like
If
where does United draw the line?
if at some point this season you will have, say, 8 games to ensure European qualification, he'll
Right,
get sacked.
right.
That's what I feel. I think जब तक Europe possible है, within 8 games, which is 2 months,
Right.
तब तक he'll stay. जैसे ही he gets close to that danger number of like 7-8 games या 5-6 games के beyond, अगर हम 5-6 गेम और हार गए,
Hmm.
फिर से यूरोप नहीं होने वाला.
Right. No,
आई आई
no.
आई थिंक उसको बोल दे तो कुछ भी यूरोपियन फुटबॉल दे दे. बस एक कंसिस्टेंट स्टाइल दे, एक जगह कंसिस्टेंट, जैसे फर्स्ट बैक टू बैक होम विंस अंडर एमरम, फर्स्ट टाइम. गिव अस कंसिस्टेंसी एट होम एटलीस्ट. ओल्ड ट्रैफर्ड पे भाई.
Old Trafford needs to be a fortress again.
हाँ,
Eric
मतलब ये भी
Eric
नहीं कि हर गेम जीत ओल्ड ट्रैफर्ड पे, बस हार मत.
हार मत. Eric Ten Hag के टाइम पे we had actually built a fortress. We never used to lose in that season at
Yeah.
Old Trafford.
At
Hardly
Old
few games we lost.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. So that's, I think he needs to build consistency either
The
in his
goals need
style of play,
to yeah. The
either a
goals need to
style of
come back
play,
as well.
या फिर players को consistent number of minutes दो. Yeah, finally it'll have to be just give us consistent home
I
record
think
so we make it to Europe.
once United starts scoring a lot of goals, right, Daksh? I think that confidence will come back. Like you see the teams of Ole, they used to like हाँ आप देखते थे right? You used to know that they're gonna come back at any
Yeah,
moment
yeah,
of
yeah,
time.
yeah, 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 yeah.
ये वाला चाहिए right now. So that comes to the next question, right? ये वाला Enzo Maresca, right? Because obviously I want to talk about it, but obviously Arsenal पे बहुत बात हो गई, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do another deep dive on other managers when we'll
Mm-hmm.
have Chelsea के या Liverpool creators. Definitely we'll go deep dive on them. But
Mm-hmm.
Enzo Maresca, man,
Hmm.
now you see he started 4-2-3-1. He's switching a lot, right? And Enzo Maresca with the
Hmm.
squad.
Mm-hmm.
Should he switch to a 3-4-2-1 or stick to his 4-2-3-1? Club World Cup, he did well, man, with that
Yeah,
formation.
yeah,
What do
yeah.
you think?
Listen, it's I don't think he's too wedded to a formation. It's always a question of what I want from a game and
Hmm.
what players I have available. You will
Right.
see games where he will have Palmer in the center, and you'll see games where
मतलब wide खेल रहा है कभी.
he's playing on wide. Sometimes he'll even move Palmer to the left. It
Sometimes
all
Boapeto
depends
not a
on
striker as
where
well.
it
Hmm.
all depends on where the weakness is. If a
Hmm.
team cannot defend back post crosses and unka left back is the weakest, Palmer will be on the left hand side putting those deep crosses so that
Right.
जिस player की box defending खराब है उनको पीटते हैं. जिस टाइम उसको लगेगा कि यार ये मिडफील्ड में गेम काफी खुल सकता है, उस गेम में डबल पिवट की जगह लाविया, काइसेडो, एंजो तीनों खेलेंगे.
Right. But Bayern ke
जब भी
against, I
कुछ
think they lost the plot, right,
yeah.
Daksh? I think Bayern ke against they lost the plot because they played James and Caicedo in the pivot. I always believe that Enzo and Caicedo as a pivot is a much better option. That has worked on for Maresca.
I think it's
James should
more
be on
than
the
what
right.
Chelsea.
What do you think?
No, no, I think more than what Chelsea was. I think Bayern was just
Bayern
a
was
level above them.
the top quality.
I, and I'll tell you this: Maresca has a very fixed pattern of pressing. Bayern rotated so fluidly. Like, yeah, only Olise was the one holding width, but Kane was basically sometimes next to the center back. Who do you even send after Kane? ठीक है, Gnabry was dropping deep. Kimmich was moving between center backs. How do
Limer
you even
runs
press
बना रहा
Kimmich?
है. Yeah.
Yeah, like how do you even stop Kimmich? Who marks Kimmich? Is it going to be the striker? Then who's going to mark the center backs? Are you going to commit so many
Exactly.
people? Basically, the press was confused, and Bayern were good, and they had better players, and so they won. And that's basically
Fair,
it,
fair,
bhai.
fair. Question है क्या भाई लगता है आज बैलन डोर कौन जीतेगा भाई?
Oh man, I have a feeling it will be Dembele still.
Yeah, he deserves it by Dembele. Not even like
Mhm.
feeling. I mean, in my opinion, he deserves. Like he's transformed himself as a player. Pressing machine
Hmm.
hai. Goals
Let's
and
go Gyökeres 15th in Ballon d'Or.
15th Gyökeres. I deserved it because it's see people don't realize Gyökeres in any league. Those numbers that he did was staggering.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane.
Staggering numbers. Why? It's just insane. And not
Love
only
that he
that, he
plays
had
for us, man. Love that he
yeah.
plays for us.
I mean, you just provide service, he's gonna finish. I mean, people need to understand, and this is where I actually I'm a big fan of Gyökeres. मैंने तो इतनी बड़े वीडियो भी बनाई थी उसके ऊपर. Gyökeres is something that is not a theory Henry या तुम्हारे Bergkamp वगैरह. He's a proven finisher, man. It's just like you give him
Yeah.
the service, he's gonna just absolutely like bury it, right? That's what
People
exactly.
want Gyökeres to be a striker. He's not, which is fine. Like I said,
Oh,
I had
McTominay finished it. Let's go.
McTominay finished 18th. Is crazy as well. So
Deserved,
for me,
well
here's the
deserved,
thing, man.
right?
He's gonna be fine. He's too good a striker and he's too locked in mentally to not um,
Hmm.
do beautiful things with the
Right,
football.
right,
He'll be
right.
fine. I had patience
That's
for Havertz. I have so much patience for Gyökeres.
fair. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Good stuff. Yeah, man. This was fantastic, Daksh. And right, well, we gonna close the stream soon, guys. It was a fantastic stream. By maybe I'll stay
Hmm.
for a few minutes to just say hi to more people who has joined
Cool,
in.
cool, 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 cool. For sure,
Bhai
for sure. Yeah.
Daksh. First of all, man, loved it. Loved the stream.
I remember
Loved the
when we were
chat.
discussing, I said कि like 1 घंटा 15 मिनट चल जाएगा.
हाँ हम लोग
But
एक
then I
घंटा
saw
15
the
मिनट सोच
time
रहे
in
थे.
the
It's like
middle. Bro, हम 1 hour 30 minutes तक तो सिर्फ Arteta के I think 3rd या 4th season की बात कर रहे थे. जो भी था. That's kind of
no,
crazy.
and that
But
deep dive was essential. I hope United fans watch this. I hope they watch this and understand that this rebuild does not happen overnight with results and absolute like
yeah.
abhi nikal do, abhi short term results nikalo. You need to absolutely have the patience, and I always give it to Liverpool as well. Liverpool fans, unko pata tha ki when
Yeah.
Klopp came, it's gonna take some time as well, and absolutely it, uh, you know, manifested in trophies, right? अरे बायन का लौंडा भाई
Mhm.
सैंडी के साथ भी बढ़िया स्ट्रीम होता मेरा. when Sandy was here on the channel,
Oh yeah, yeah. Me and
superb
Sandil
stream, man.
also
It was
collab
a superb,
when
yeah.
when
Bayern
Arsenal
ka
and Bayern meet.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, collaborate. Exact W stream, right? W stream, right? People who have not liked the stream, like the stream, please. And if you liked what you saw on Ash Talks Football, do subscribe. I have not kept a subscriber only mode, guys. For you,
Mhm.
first of all, I want you to see the content on the channel and then make your decision whether you want to subscribe me or not. But if you haven't subscribed to Daksh, you have to do it. Of course, आप लोग subscribe किया हो, what am I talking about, right? But Daksh,
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining, and I'll stay for a few minutes in the stream just to say hi
Of
to a lot
course,
of
man.
people,
Enjoy.
right?
Yeah, yeah. Enjoy the rest of the stream, man. चलो, अच्छा लगा मिलके.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, chat. अच्छे questions के लिए.
Thank you.
Hope
Thank you.
I gave you some perspective.
Definitely,
And
definitely. It was
yeah.
perfect, man.
Will Arteta get sacked? I don't know, man. Will he win? Yeah, I think he'll win. I think he'll win this season. Chalo. See you all soon.
And
Talk to you
Daksh,
later.
let me know
Bye-bye.
anytime you want to stream as
For
well for
sure, man.
United and
For
stuff.
sure. For sure.
Yeah,
For
man.
sure. All
Absolutely.
right. See you,
Thank
man.
you
Bye
so
bye.
much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Daksh. This was Daksh on Ash Talks Football, guys. What a top stream. What an W stream, guys. First of all, big up to Daksh for staying for so long, right? And I'm gonna say hi to lot of you right now. मैं अभी क्या करूँगा? I will turn off the slow mode, and I'm gonna chat with you guys because I know you guys have been waiting to take comments, right? And exactly, bye, please Discord join kar lo, guys. It's भाई दक्ष was here for 2 hours. पहले हम लोग बात कर रहे थे भाई. आज हम लोग बात कर रहे थे अराउंड की हम लोग 1 घंटा अराउंड स्ट्रीम करेंगे, ठीक है, एक 1.5 घंटा स्ट्रीम करेंगे. इट वेंट ऑन टू मोर देन 2 hours बिकॉज द कॉन्वर्सेशन वाज सो गुड. एंड बिग अप टू दक्ष, मैन. Big up to Daksh for first of all giving so much insights on the Arsenal rebuild, giving us so much insights on what exactly a rebuild should look like. And मैंने ये numbers आप लोग को इसीलिए दिखाई, like you see these numbers that I'm talking about, right? This is exactly why I wanted to show you कि how a rebuild works. You see 8th place से 5th से second पे transfer windows, exits हुए, again second with fantastic football and 91 goals, right? This is exactly, and this is what I wanted to show with graphics as well, and obviously Daksh appreciated that a lot. That's exactly how you absolutely take your rebuild to the next stage. Obviously there will be some blips like this season. You had 69 goals, 34 goals conceded, right? Calafiori signing kiye and the Sterling and Nato on loan. So these things will happen in a rebuild. Before that, आप जीते हो कि नहीं जीते हो, that will all depend, right? What's going on in the season. But guys, first of all, exactly why now I'll take a lot of your chats on Ballon d'Or that's going on what's going on in like last game that happened. And this is the first episode of the series called The Verdict, where we're gonna absolutely go deep dive on each manager of their respective clubs and then talk around the other clubs managers as well, that what exactly the rebuild was, what is their process, right? So exactly, I mean, yeah, man, love the way you explained about Arsenal. This will change perspective. Many fans exactly metal. This is exactly what I wanted to do with Dux tonight. Uh, and this is exactly how we should structure rebuild. This is exactly uh, fans how they need to have patience with this rebuild. It's a long road. Small trophies here and there might just give you confidence, but it's not going to help you long term. I know there are criticism around Arsenal that why did not I've criticized that, right? Why as it did not start, and these as it did not start, and these things will come into perspective. But once you see that whole progress of a rebuild, then you get to see the real picture. Now Arsenal is a nailed on team right now, and top 3 will give you fantastic transfer windows in the future. Why Liverpool were able to have a generational window? Because of the fact that they were able to have that patience and actually take those budget into that season by finishing consistently in the top 2 top 3, being there. It's very important, bhai. Exactly. If you guys play FPL, do join the Discord server for the code. Yeah, man. Donna 15, Leva 15, Pedri 13, Palmer 12, Kane 11, Nuno 10th, Quara 9, Due 8. Oh my god. Dembele jeeta, right? If Dembele has won, that's fantastic. If that's the case, if Dembele has won, brilliant. I absolutely love it. Dembele has to win. Dembele deserves the win, bhai. Yugadi is here. Let's go, bhai. See, your favorite Daksh के साथ हम लोग collab किया आज. Man, it was a fantastic stream, bhai. If this mighty Arsenal not win the season, they should be sacking Arteta. Harshit, I kind of get the frustration as well. That it's been like 6 years of this rebuild. Why is it not? Why is it not reaching that pinnacle? And Harshit, answer me this question right now. If Arteta at least finishes second and gives you one trophy, will you still accept? Or do you see कि नहीं, it's reached to that point कि नहीं, अब we need a manager to take the reins from Arteta, that Arteta अब जैसे Klopp ने Slot को एक squad दी to work on it. Would you want that situation कि Arteta भी किसी और managers को दे after the World Cup, right? Immediate sack, I don't think so. It's not a yeah, it's fake. Exactly. अभी तक आया नहीं है भाई. अभी तक आया नहीं है news. It's actually not official, but it's obvious. Okay. It was fake, exactly. But I definitely feel that it should be Dembele in my opinion, भाई. But let's talk Premier League, भाई. वो तो बात करेंगे अपन, right? Yeah. McTominay finishes above the likes of Haaland, Van Dijk, Wirtz, Olise. भाई McTominay, Scott McTominay, Scott McSauce, Scott Mac MVP, Scott Mac mentality, भाई. Scott Mac mentality. This is exactly like you see a classic case of player profiling going wrong here, man. It's that's exactly the case, right? So yeah, man. What a fantastic stream, by the way. भाई बहुत बढ़िया audience आई है. Really love talking to every one of you, right? 433 is not a good source, man. No, obviously not, man. No. Definitely not. Right? Slow mode अभी भी नहीं है. Let's go, भाई. Let's go. चलो. Scott is a player of the season in Syria. Yes, Scott is the player of the season in Syria for sure. अभी Reinders है City के पास. So they have one of the best midfielders from Syria as well, right? McTominay, Syria player of the season. MVP, भाई. He won the MVP. And this is a classic case of McTominay being misprofiled at Man United in that pivot. He's actually a more a midfielder that actually can run into the box and make those dangerous runs into the box and be there for goal scoring opportunities and be the real box to box player. I think his profile was absolutely misprofiled मेरे हिसाब से, भाई आज वैलेंटियर सेरेमनी का टाइमिंग क्या है? आई डू नॉट नो भाई. आई हैव टू चेक. Bro, people are calling players like Scott freedom fighters. No. Why is Scott freedom fighter? Scott has actually fantastic respect for Man United, and Man United fans love him. If Napoli comes to play at Old Trafford, we'll give him a standing ovation for this, because he actually हमारा नाम रखा जाके इसने Napoli में. People have to realize that, right? And if you guys haven't liked the stream yet, you need to like the stream. And if you're loving the streams on Ash Talks Football, you should go and check the videos as well. And thank you so much for Daksh for joining as well. भाई आप देख लो, आपको पसंद आएगा, आप उसको सब्सक्राइब करोगे भाई, डेफिनेटली. माय फेवरेट क्रिएटर इज वन ऑफ यू. स्लोली आई स्टार्टेड लविंग योर कंटेंट. ओह, थैंक यू सो मच भाई. थैंक यू सो मच युगादी. Really appreciate. Mohak is a legend भाई. I mean, come on. I'm nowhere close to Mohak, but right now it's just 3.5 months on this channel. 3-4 महीने पहले मैंने इस चैनल शुरू किया था. वी ऑलरेडी क्रॉसिंग मोर देन 800 सब्सक्राइबर्स, सून टू रीच 1000. अगर आप लोग को स्ट्रीम पसंद आ रहा है, आप सब्सक्राइब कीजिए. मैंने सब्सक्राइबर मोड ऑन करके नहीं रखा है भाई. लेट्स गो भाई. ऑर्बिट इज हियर. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर जॉइनिंग. दक्ष जस्ट लेफ्ट भाई. दक्ष जस्ट लेफ्ट द स्ट्रीम, but it was a top stream भाई. You should, everyone who has missed the stream should actually go and look at that stream. It will give you so much perspective. And I was listening to this very keenly, every word that Daksh was speaking, right? And exactly every season, how Arsenal went through that suffering, that rebuild. Not only transfers that came in, it was also how much they had to sell the players as well to reach that stage that they are in right now. Or you're playing GeoGuessr, कोई बात नहीं, बाद में आप स्ट्रीम देख सकते हो. But it was a fantastic stream, man. Vinny over Levan, McTominay and Olise. नहीं यार, I think McTominay, Olise and Lewandowski had better seasons than Vinny, so they deservingly should be there, right? 20 something new subs today. Exactly, bhai. 20 something, and a lot of people are still watching here. Maybe my subs or new subs, but definitely bhai, subscribe कर दो चैनल को. 1000 सब्सक्राइबर्स हम लोग जल्दी पहुंचेंगे तो इट विल बी फैंटास्टिक. मैं कनाडा जाके सून आई ओपन अप मेंबरशिप. वी ऑलरेडी क्रॉस दैट थ्रेशोल्ड भाई. आप लोग जल्दी सब्सक्राइब करिए तो इट विल बी गुड फॉर द चैनल, राइट? तो आप लोग बस सुपर चैट भी कर सकते हो, राइट? यू प्रिपेयर्ड पीपीटी फॉर द सेशन. वाओ, सो मच. एवरी कोलैब, किशोर, एवरी कोलैब I want my subscribers to come and learn from something. Like I'm 500% sure that you guys learnt about the rebuild tonight. You learnt about the Arsenal rebuild. And जब लिवरपूल के क्रिएटर्स आएंगे मेरे चैनल पे, we're gonna do a deep dive on Klopp का rebuild, and that's gonna be a fantastic. That's gonna be fantastic. You know, when we'll see the Klopp rebuild going into slot. So जब लिवरपूल के साथ ये verdict episode 2 आएगा, we're gonna do this. I don't think so. Amorim trust Kobe after Grimsby game में Ugarte and Manu is completely exposed. I think Manu has still a lot in this game. Ugadi, I don't think so. I think Ugarte is done in my opinion. But I think Kobe Manu, I think he has lot to do. Bhai. Bro, what do you mean Canada? Canada जाके I have to enable the monetization stuff because it's already on भाई. And तभी मैं आप लोग का super chats ले सकता हूँ. Memberships open कर सकता हूँ. I cannot do that while being in India. So वापस जाके I'll do that भाई. तो आप लोग अगर Discord join करो तो it'll be great for you guys. M&M collab confirmed. नहीं भाई अभी तक कुछ नहीं हुआ है around that. But hopefully भाई. Hopefully Menace and the Monk, if you're watching this, एक collab हो जाए where we'll do the Klopp rebuild. Klopp rebuild का deep dive. We'll do that with you guys. तो मजा आएगा. आप लोग अगर देख रहे हो तो ये स्ट्रीम पहुंचा दो उनको भाई. fair. No. I mean, see, we're gonna do honest conversations on this channel as well. We're not just gonna talk waffle. Tabhi I want to change football discourse. I want to take like our Indian creator community to the next level. And big up to Daksh for doing this collab, man. Really. Exactly. And these PPTs ऐसे नहीं, मतलब बहुत research लगती है. इसमें काम लगता है. And even the videos, if you want to check the videos, you guys actually can check the videos. आप लोग उसमें देख पाओगे कितना काम गया है उसमें, right? Kobe is still young, it will take time, but why Bruno is? I have been criticizing you guys. This is since the start of the season. Right? I've been criticizing this, that why Bruno is in the pivot. Because I think Daksh mentioned exactly the same thing. That I think Amorim trusts Bruno because he's the only player worthy to do the job there. He does not trust Casemiro, does not trust Menu, does not trust Ugarte. He sold off. He's just loaned out Collier as well. For exactly, man. It is what it is, bhai. Yeah, man. Man United signed Ugarte while PSG signed Neves big miss. And you know what, Bilu? During that phase, I perfectly remember that Neves had a poor Euros and everyone was like, Neves is not good enough. Look at what Neves is doing right now. But 90 million was too much at that period because of finances. Because and you know what, Bilu? We had to actually sell McTominay to make the Ugarte deal happen, if you do not know that. अगर नहीं करते मेनू सेल, McTominay sell, then हम लोग नहीं ला पाते Ugarte को. So that was the gamble we took, right? Great work, Ash bhai. Thank you so much, bhai. Thank you. Bring Nidhi bhai for Klopp rebuild. It'll be exactly वही plan है. I'll try to connect with Nidhi and Manas that उन लोग भी आए and see the Klopp rebuild, and it will be fantastic for them to go down memory lane as well. And it's important. मैं ये streams क्यों कर रहा हूँ पता है with Liverpool and Arsenal creators, to make United fans understand that I know we have all been critical about Man United. I know we all have been very critical about Ruben Amorim, but it's a process. It's gonna take time. Now Arsenal is a given in the Champions League. Arsenal is a given in the top 2. Arsenal is a given in the title race. Now why? It took them 3-4 years under the same manager to reach that stage, right? So we have to give a manager a time. And and it's not about signing players as well. Arsenal had actually sold a lot of their deadwood. Guendouzi, आपके Pepe, Mavropanos. I can name hundreds of players, right? El Neni, like this, exactly. So you need to understand the perspectives, guys. Thanks for making this full offer. Exactly, bhai. That's what we want in this channel. Sensibilities, good football discussions, bhai. What? Neves was a 60, right? No, he was going for 90, Bilu. 90. Benfica quoted 90 million euros for Neves. But it was PSG who did a fantastic deal, bhai. Ash, can we get a Chill FC stream? We'll do definitely a Chill FC stream because I'm also planning a fantastic chill stream with even Daksh and Lala both. ठीक है? Nostalgia में जाएंगे. Football nostalgia stream. You guys loved it, right? We're gonna go there. उस पे हम लोग मजे करेंगे. उस पे बातें होंगी, right? Right wing back and midfielder ball carrying DM is needed in the winter. मैंने video बना दी, Yogadi. I have made a detailed video on right wing back options, explaining why each option will work, why you need to do that, Why even need a right wing back? Ahmad is not good enough. Ahmad needs to be the understudy to Mbumo at 10. Potentially sometimes playing right wing back, but not every goddamn week, right? Prediction for Ballon d'Or. It's Dembele, man. It has to be Dembele. There's no questions to it, bhai. There's no questions to it. Dembele has to win it. Dembele deserves it, bhai. But don't mind a little low का exactly भाई मैं करता हूँ भाई तुमने वाले वॉच अलॉन्ग्स देखे राइट फुल बैंटर मोड में रहता हूँ वॉच अलॉन्ग्स आई एम अ डिफरेंट पर्सन भाई वॉच अलॉन्ग्स आई एम अ डिफरेंट पर्सन या ये आई डोंट थिंक सो दीज आर legit. It's official. I saw the video already. Thank you so much, bhai. Thank you so much. Pro I check. SOFA score is 59.5. I don't know add-ons वगैरह बहुत है. Like ये signing जरूर है signing amount, but the quote by Benfica for Man United was 90 million. तो मैं कहाँ से देते 90 million? I like Munoz exactly, man. Munoz is good, but उसकी age एक factor है. उसकी age एक factor है, but in my opinion, age is a number. If you're fit enough to play week in week out, running up and down the pitch at that age in the Premier League, maintaining that same intensity, that same numbers, that performance, week in, week out, 7.5 से 8 आपकी ratings रह रही है every game. You're good enough to play in any team and you easily have 2, 3, 4 years in your belt. Bhai. 2, 3, 4 easily some years are there. Right? क्या cooking चल रही थी Arsenal की? It was not cooking, Metal. It was not cooking actually. It also like, see, I didn't want to cook Arsenal in that one, right? I actually placed the facts as it is, right? Because मैं दिखाना चाहता कि ये transfer window रही and they finished here and they missed out on cups. क्यों किए? But what was the pros of that each season? Why it made sense? तो वो सब जानना जरूरी था उस टीम पे, right? It was not a Arsenal like मैं काला चिट्टा खोल दूं and is like blind completely show you the whole picture and मैं banter करूं. नहीं, it was not a banter stream, to be honest. That's why I brought Daksh in. Because of that, because I wanted to do a holistic conversation, right? You also need a center back. I know, like, and below, unpopular opinion again, right? I wanted to sell Lisandro Martinez, right? I wanted to sell Lisandro Martinez next season. I think he should be sold next season. That's my POV. Oh, okay, आ गया क्या? आ गया क्या? मैं ट्विटर जाता हूँ, ट्विटर पे शेयर करके देखते हैं. चलो मैं ट्विटर पे जाता हूँ, साथ में देखते हैं. लेट्स गो भाई. बैलन डोर, राइट? बैलन डोर पे चलते हैं, राइट? रुको कहाँ गया बैलन डोर? बैलन डोर ऑफिशियल हो गया, राइट? रुको चैट पे डालो ना लिंक ट्विटर का. चैट पे डालो. आई टेक इट. वही क्या बोल रहे हैं आगे करके? नहीं आया भाई अभी तक. आ गया तो अभी तक ट्विटर पागल हो गया था. अभी तक 12 तक आया है. एग्जैक्टली भाई, अभी तक 12 ही आया है. ऑफिशियल बाद में होगा. एग्जैक्ट मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ. अभी तक कहाँ से आ गया यार? नहीं आया होगा. 30 to 12 आया. वो 30 से 12 क्या करेंगे हम लोग भाई? फाइंडिंग काम. आई एम जस्ट वरीड अबाउट द टॉप 5 राइट नाउ, राइट? आ गया क्या? ए भाई को चेक करके बताओ यार. मैं स्ट्रीम कर रहा हूँ, साथ में नहीं दिख पाऊंगा. आप मेरे को बताओ अगर आपको मिला है लिंक लेजिट, राइट? देन आप लोग मुझे बताओ. सिंपल सी बात है. आप लिंक डालो एंड देन आई विल क्लिक ऑन दैट लिंक. विल ऑल सी टुगेदर भाई. बैलन डोर का लाला अपना एजेंडा चालू कर चुका है ट्विटर पे. चलो भाई, लेट्स गो. टॉप 10 शायद लास्ट में थे. एग्जैक्टली भाई, 12 तक ही आया हुआ है. एग्जैक्टली. नो एश ओनली. वही मैं वही तो बोल रहा हूँ आप लोग को. ठीक है भाई. ऑलरेडी 2 hours 45 minutes का स्ट्रीम हो चुका है. आई एम गोना क्लोज द स्ट्रीम भाई. it's already late भाई. टायर्ड हो गया हूँ. इट वाज लॉन्ग स्ट्रीम, राइट? प्रिपरेशन भी काफ़ी चली स्ट्रीम के लिए. एंड big up to Daksh. If you haven't subscribed to Daksh, obviously you guys have subscribed to Daksh. But definitely आप लोग अगर मेरा स्ट्रीम पसंद आया है, you saw my presentation, then बाद में आप मेरे को बाद में स्ट्रीम्स में ज्वाइन करिए in the coming weeks. Then if you love, then subscribe the channel bhai. Thank you so much for everyone who's joined, and it was a top stream. And yeah, आप लोग definitely अगर if you want more updates on my streams and videos, आप लोग Discord join करिए. If you join the Discord server, then आप लोग एक तो मेरे साथ भी जुड़ पाओगे पर्सनली, बिकॉज मेरे को चैट वहाँ कुक करती है, पूरी कुक करती है वहाँ पे. ठीक है. एंड मैच डेज में वी विल चैट अ लॉट एंड ऑल्सो मैच भी देखते हैं साथ में. स्ट्रीम भी होती है मैचेस की चैनल पे. सो आप लोग अगर देखना चाहें मैचेस, देन यू कैन ऑल्सो look at the matches as well. But what a fantastic stream. Thank you so much for everyone who joined and supported the channel. We guys had a fantastic viewing today, as always, on Ash Talks Football. And Daksh was here to grace the stage. Bhai. It was top. It was top. Fantastic. Thank you so much, guys. This is Ash Talks Football signing off. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone. See you on the next stream or look forward to the new video. Thank you, guys. Bye, everyone.